Charges on the beat. To get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Funjama, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kebab, congratulate my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibaba. What I want? This one you got today.
Welcome, folks. I'd like to say good evening and welcome to another edition of the program Spoon Talk. We are live on Fabric 101.1 FM, Super 95.5, and of course Spoon 107.5 FM. We are also live on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and our YouTube page, Spoon Talk. I'd like to say welcome to tonight's edition. Promises to be firing as usual. My name is Aaron Kuban, and I'm the sound producer for tonight's edition of the program. Let's now cross over to James and Dr. Richardson, who's on the other end. James.
Yeah, good evening, Aaron. As soon as Dada ready, she's going to be joining us.
She's going to be joining us.
She's having a conversation with Mr. Cummins. I saw the number that she called in. I saw AB Cummins.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they do consultation before coming on.
Yes,
yeah. She won't talk on him.
You crazy? Y'all, how you doing? Yeah, it's good to have you make fun on such a wonderful Friday. We deserve to be happy today and to laugh at some joke of yours. I want to welcome our audience. It's good to see you, Aaron. It's good to see you. Good day. It's good to be here to be able to impart message, Liberia's news to Liberians out there in radio land. So today I'm really excited. I understand that we have Senator Prince Johnson, maybe calling in or coming into the studio. Am I right on that, James? Good day.
He's gonna be calling.
He will call you. What? Johnson can leave his
house. I mean, not a mover, so he get out of there.
Oh, is that correct? Is that right?
Yeah, he will call in.
Okay.
He will call in. He's not going to come here. So.
I'm here to rather see a talk show that Senator Johnson appear in studio.
Appear in studio, yeah. I don't know.
Since the war, I'm here to see it.
Well, I remember him being here telling us that he tends to not be outside when it gets dark.
Yeah.
Doesn't leave his house after either 5 or 6 o'clock. I do remember him saying that. But nevertheless, we will be glad to have him here today. I'm sure he had a press conference today. James, you're going to play some of that before he gets here. So we'll know what he's talking about and what he's coming in to speak about. So I'm going to wait also. My panelists will join me. Please bear with them that we're all rushing from work. It's a beautiful day out in our neighborhood here. It's sunny. Is it sunny in Liberia?
We're already in the rainy season, but we didn't have rainfall today. We're already in the rainy season now.
Oh, today was beautiful. When I went on campus, I never wanted to come back.
Oh, is that right?
I was there flying.
You really dressed like you got all your jacket and cool weather also.
Yeah, I was there flying everywhere.
Yeah, I know. I had a chance to work in my garden a little bit. I saw some students who are doing a dissertation, had to give him some feedback earlier. So I spent my morning doing that. So then I went outside on my porch to sort of get it decorated a little bit. Went in the back, got it decorated, put some chairs and stuff and some pillows out there. So I felt like I had a productive day. But a couple of things. On Monday, I want you guys to join us. You are listening to us, all of those who are listening to us, tune in on Monday because we're going to have Madam Mandela Cooper. She is running. Thank you so much, James. I really appreciate when you do this instantly. So you see that Madam Mandela Cooper is running to be president of Liberia. She is among several females that are running, but she's going to be here to tell us her vision for Liberia, her plan for Liberia. This is not her first time coming to Spoon TV. She's been here before, but it's going to be really interesting talking to her, asking her questions about, how she sees Liberia right now versus when she ran during the last election period. So it's going to be great having Madam Mandela Cooper here. I'm also interested in what is it like to be a female running. I like to know that. I'm sure Sarah, females who like to know some of the barriers, some of the support that she has received. So stay tuned and come in again on Monday to see Madam Mandela Cooper. Another announcement that I have, if you're wondering about my hair, I want to give a shout out to Kema Ross. Kema Ross is a Liberian who does hair accessories. And so I was, glad to sponsor and support her business by, purchasing this hair accessory. So I just want to give her a shout out. I always like to support, especially female Liberian business. I know James going to be pushing on him up. You got to talk about female, but
yeah, it's good. It's good.
Female Liberian businesses. I like to support them. Okay, so Aaron,
I come in look for male Liberian businesses in Europe so I can start supporting them too.
Yeah, male always gets supported. It's females' time.
Oh, you see, this stereotype you're getting is suffering everybody.
And not no stereotype that in fact the matter. We are marginalized. We don't get enough support, so we need everybody to always be supporting us.
And even your own girlfriend will tell you, you're not no a female.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we suffer too much, too long. We're not suffering any work. You know how much pain and body transformation it takes to go through 9 months? James? You will never know. Only a woman will know that one. So that the reason why you gotta really, really support and respect us all the time. Aaron, I'm gonna circle back to you. Could you please just tell us what is going on in our country, and then we'll circle to good day.
Yes. So, what's trending in Liberia? The most trending away from politics now. The most trending news today is that today is Ramadan Day, celebrated by thousands of Muslims. Early this morning, woke up, went to the Vera mosque around the country, broke the fast. They've been fasting for an entire month. So they broke their fast. So as we speak, Muslims are still celebrating the end of the holy month of Ramadan. Whatever way they're celebrating, that one is in their own description and how they want to do that.
That you got that something on something on you. What are you talking?
Yes, as a Muslim celebrating the Ramadan. When we're coming up,
I'm enjoying it. I won't call.
Yeah, we're back. There are certain ways you see Muslims celebrating Ramadan. It used to be very holy, but nowadays The same way we can celebrate Christmas.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of eating, like food and celebration. So
you don't understand.
Okay, now man, let's move. Carry on.
Our old friend, people that are
the same way we can celebrate 26 Christmas. And the same way the men can celebrate Ramadan this time.
Everything nice. Happy Ramadan Day to all of our Muslim viewers. We appreciate you here. We celebrate with you. So thank you so much for joining us, and happy Ramadan Day to you. Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, so on coming to politics now, the trending news. I will come down to the issue about the PLP, the People Liberation Party. Many of us, those following the broadcast, and even Dr. Richardson and Good Day too, can recall that the PLP was among 6 political parties that joined the Coalition for Democratic Change. And so, following the consummation of that entire deal at the Movement for Economic Empowerment headquarters, the chair of all county chairperson of the PLP, Captain Jerry Colley, he used to be in the army, the army that before the present army we have, he used to be a captain in the army before the war. But now he's mostly involved into politics. So he's the chairman of the Bon County chapter of the PLP, and also chair of all the chairmen of the 15 counties. And so he came out and disagreed with that decision of the PLP, stating that many of the county chairpersons were not informed about the decision to go collaborate with the ruling coalition for democratic change.
And so don't forget the grand ruling coalition.
Yes, the grand coalition. So when he came out with that decision, when he made that statement, it was being said that he's being political. He was told, he's informed about the decision, but he wants the opposition. I mean, he mostly supporting the opposition political party like the CPP than the CDC. That's why he's making that statement. And so today a press conference was held to inform the public that he's no longer the county chairperson. Since then, he has been suspended. He should be going on an investigation, but he's been shying away. DJ Blue, Bernard Benson, the chairman of the PLP, addressed the press conference today, informing the entire country and the world, especially to the mediums that they use here, the social media, that Captain Jerry Colley is not the current chairperson of all county chairpersons of the PLP. And so he's impersonating. What they need to do is to come forward for investigation. He was also suspended along with 4 other persons who also in similar disagreement with the party going on the PLP, I mean the CDC ticket. You've also followed the issue about the People Unification Party. There was a resolution that came out of the People Unification Party of Emmanuel Nukwe, Samuel Koga. That political party has been one of the strong political parties in this country when it comes to legislative seats. They're now very big political parties, but they've been able to win more legislative seats in this country. And so there was a resolution calling.
What is the name of that party again?
People's Unification Party. PUP.
PUP.
The county chairperson, the chair of all the county chairperson also spoke with the press about a day or 2 ago that they signed a resolution to support President George Weah re-election. They didn't join the coalition, but they signed a resolution to support President Weah re-election. And so when that information came out, we contacted the chairman of the party, Samuel Koga, who is from Nimba County. He represents district number 5 in Nimba County. He said such decision was not made. They did not sign any resolution. He does not know about the resolution that was signed to support President George Weah's second-term bid as chairman of the party, even though it has been said by the county chairperson that they've signed a resolution to support President Weah. So that is another controversial endorsement to the
that PUP and PLP now we got 2.
Okay. So those 2 parties. There's a controversy surrounding the entire support to President George Weah Secretary bid.
500 a year they went.
Then the next, the biggest news in the country, the trending news, Senator
Mhm.
Prince Johnson, we attended a press conference today where he addressed the press. The crux of the press conference, the main reason for which he called the press conference, that according to him, he has been receiving calls from his kinsmen
Mhm.
in the government that President George Weah and other high-ranking officials of the government have been threatening his kinsmen in the government to open account and pledge support to President George Weah, a secretary bid. And they have been reneging to do that. And so they have been threatened with dismissal. So he was calling on them to be steadfast. Even if it calls for them to be dismissed, they should be dismissed. But they should not pledge support to President George Weah, because he believes that they supported President Weah on several counts. The issue about fighting corruption. They believe he was a peace ambassador, and he would have governed well in the country, but he has massively failed, and there are lots of corruption and extrajudicial killing, quoting the American State Department's report on Liberia. So he believes that those individuals should be steadfast. They should not pledge support to President George Weah. Rather, if it calls for them to be dismissed, they should be dismissed. But they should all come out on the 28th of April to show their support to Rescue One. I know you talk about Rescue One, and he mentioned JMB as the Rescue One, and that they should come out and show support so that they can unseat President George Weah come October 10. And those are some of the trending news. Maybe James can add up to some of the issues that are trending as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Aaron Kuban. Good day. We want you to chime in.
Yes. Good evening again to everyone. Just to start up with what Aaron ended with, that has to do with Senator Johnson. In that press conference, we listened to Senator Johnson also talking about the vice president, that she gossiped about the CDC during the senatorial elections, that they are or they were using money, that they were using the country resources, and the people should eat the money, not to vote for them. But when they carry the money, they should hold it and eat the money. And Senator Johnson said in that press conference that he has the recording. At the time the president made a statement, he took the recording and he still has it. So the vice president office is not happy, and she's expected to sharply react to Senator Johnson tomorrow. Information reaching us, our guy who is with them informed us that tomorrow the vice president will be speaking to that allegation coming from Senator Prince Johnson. We don't know what she's going to say, but they are now saying she will sharply react to Senator Johnson regarding her, saying they printed the money to use the money on their own agenda. Okay. And another one, we were here a couple of months ago, I think 2 months, 1 or 2 months, or maybe a little over 2 months, when Nimba County, I think it's been 2 months, right? When Nimba County,
I came there, they said that they pledged support for.
Yeah.
I think that it happened last month, James.
Last month? Okay, maybe a month or a little over a month. Yeah. So we getting information, credible information, that they have expelled the quote-unquote president, their president, who took a few members at the President Jamaica Entertainment Center to declare support for him. We get the information that they have expelled him from the organization. And the reason of his expulsion has to do with his move to Jamaica. Why did he go there? He was not authorized to go, and he went and represented the institution in a terrible way. Yeah, so we are doing everything to get in contact with the organization so they can confirm it. Maybe on the show, if we get the full information, we will. And another one has to do with CDC. CDC lost. CDC is bereaved politically. several months.
I love how you can put your journalistic terminology. The CDC is bereaved.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, CDC lost a very big giant that was expected to deliver an entire county to them. Images coming out shows that that is the image coming from that county shows that CDC lost him, and several members of the party of the CDC inbox and stuff. The entire leadership of the CDC is currently in Zeretule, in my perfect key voice. Yeah. A senator who is noted for always, being with the great guys. And, he's one of the decision makers in Liberia. Senator Edwin Melvin Snow vowed a couple of months ago that he was going to campaign. In fact, it was also alleged that he made another statement that he was going to serve on a campaign team of Liberia's footballing president 2023, campaign, that he was going to be a part of it. And even in the Senate,
one of the words he was going to deliver.
He would deliver
in the Senate, he announced that President Weah will be re-elected. He doesn't care how you feel or whatever, because Bombay County will be delivered. Bombay will be delivered to CDC. That is how he was going to do. But this happened today, and CDC gone in a sorrowful mood. So now we should pray for the CDC.
What happened?
May that soul rest in peace. Politically, may that soul rest in peace. This happened today. This is what happened, eh?
So they spotted Melvin Snow with
Melvin Snow has funneled across to Senator Jeremiah Coons. And we all know who Coon is. I should not call him Coon. Who Coon is. Mm-hmm. And this is what happened. He told Coon to bomb, and they did this. You see them? CDC lost and not. Probably this senator too will go. The senator with the white is
who's that? Who is that senator?
James Bunny.
James Bunny of the NPP.
Okay.
Bereavement in politics is coming on the way of everybody.
I thought these people are colleagues.
Where they had a very strategic meeting yesterday in Bombay County ahead of April 28th. And this happened there. All of the images we're getting came from that strategic meeting yesterday where CDC, that is where the death news was announced, that CDC lost that big campaigner or prospective campaigner who was on his way there or who was already there but getting prepared to go. So let me just show a few images. Maybe you will talk about them later. And this thing happened. You see them, former Unity Party chairperson at the back there.
I'm seeing Women Pay.
Women Pay at the back.
There's gonna be a colleagues meeting.
Women Pay was just here not long ago, right?
That is what we call politics. Politics are not gospel. Yeah, so today you and I will go head to head. Tomorrow we sit on the same table.
Because women
who's in the African suit here? There's a person, someone standing here with this African shirt.
I may not call that person's name until we move to the next picture. Maybe we're going to see.
I don't know who's there.
Yeah, so this was after the meeting.
You can't see.
This was after the meeting. And, Jeremiah Kun is like, yes, we knew that you were not going to stay with them. I think body language, you can see his hands are open. Yes, Snow, I knew. Snow is like, I told you, don't talk. I told you, don't talk. Don't talk. Don't talk. You see? I told you, don't talk.
Right here. Make it thick.
I told you, don't talk. And he's like, yes, I knew. I knew you were not going to do it. So we come here. Now they are having another meeting. My man, they said that on the 28th, they will be announcing you. Yes. So former Chairman Pay is like, they really serious here? And Senator Bunny is like, yeah, I knew my picking is smart that you were going to get it. I knew you were going to get it. So his hand is right on his head. with sign language if you do it. We move here. Snow is like, it's finally done, my pikin. Don't worry. That's how you do his hand. It's finally done, colleague. Don't worry. And Senator Barney is still in a state of dilemma. Should I go or should I stay? What can I do? So he put his one hand in his pocket and contemplating on the future, his political future ahead of April 28th. So here now, everyone going down, and Senator Barney is the, well, that is it. Let me wear my shirt. He's wearing his coat now to go down. And we come here, Senator Snow is showing his environment to all of them.
James, I'm curious about this environment. Where is this? Where is all
in
of
Bumi County? Bumi County.
No,
Snow
whose
has a
resident is this? Where are they? Are they this building is interesting.
It's in Bumi. This is Snow's farm.
This is Snow's farm?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He has a very beautiful farm.
So they have this unfinished building that looks like it's going to be a massive.
It's going to be a massive building. Yeah.
House is where they're meeting.
Yeah, that's where they had a meeting. So here now they're moving out, laughing. You know, after a successful meeting, when you have a successful meeting, this is what happens. Sometimes everybody will have to cheer and move on. That's the future. Everyone came right here to do this picture. Okay, Aaron, the guy is here, but I don't know him.
Yeah,
I don't know him. So Senator Snow, handshake. These things happen in diplomacy. When you do this, you're showing, courtesy to the new member who comes.
What is it? What is it? Jeremiah Kunhe on the back there.
My man, let me take it from that quick quiz there. No, it is dying his hand.
Okay, it's who is he? No, that's Snow.
No, that's cool.
No, that's Snow. No, that's Kun. Is it Kun?
Snow is shaking Kun's hand.
Yeah, so that's Snow. That's Kun's.
But says that this is Cooper D. Dorr, former superintendent of Nimba County. Does that sound familiar? They said this person.
Okay, Dog Cooper.
Dog, yeah.
Dog Cooper. Yeah.
No, that body is on the ground. I ain't anybody here.
The body is on the ground. That's what I want to see.
So the laughter continues.
The laughter continues.
We gotta bring people. We're coming to come Milan.
Okay. Yeah, diplomacy at its peaks. Moving. Yeah, Snow High. We're moving, my man. I want to turn it. I hope you were attending the event. Oh yeah, but you don't gotta worry. We are colleagues from way down the line. You my colleague. Shaking with that zeal.
Wow.
So here now, the end. Everything is done. Deal done. Senator Snow finally moving with his longtime friend, and everything's going to be smooth. Yeah, so that is what happened in Bumi County. These are the images. Huh?
Is that
I'm curious a little bit here.
And another one, the sad part of it, I got to know about this, I think about 15 or 20 minutes ago. One of our colleagues in Liberia, who we all, we were in the sun, running here and there, in the rain, doing everything. I got to know that he passed away on Aaron's Facebook page, and I called Aaron. He confirmed that yes,
that's information we're getting. Though we've not spoken with his family.
Yeah, we're getting that information that one of our colleagues there passed away, and your
sorrow.
Yeah, when young people, when you guys are young in the town, and one of your friends passed away, everybody can get somehow. And even before the show, I was like scared. And I told Aaron that, hey, bro, we just living anytime, maybe tomorrow, you're going to yell that I'm gone or you're gone. Naomi, what's his name again? I forgot him. Gumen. Yeah, Naomi Gumen. We hearing that.
That's a very good voice from.
He had a very beautiful voice.
I'm so
from
sorry.
He worked with Prime. From Prime, he went to Voice of Liberia. And now he was with.
He was still reading before passing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, so I don't know. And I hope it is not true. But what I'm seeing on Facebook is like it is confirmed that he really died. Yeah.
He is so
promising better boy. He was from Bon County, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the very few Liberian journalists who had extraordinary voice in terms of news presentation in
News
Liberia.
presentation.
But such
Yeah.
a life.
Yeah. Sorry. Every time it makes you reflect on how we should value each other and
I'm
we
That
telling
should
you.
leaders is.
make the best out of what God has given us, make the best out of our day. So, listeners, James, all of those who are under the sound of our voice, just make sure that you do something, you make a memory today,
Yeah,
because tomorrow is not promised to anybody.
it's not promise.
Yeah, yeah. But I want to go back, James, to this picture. This picture is playing in my mind.
You're like, okay. Introduction to psychology. You
101.
guys can also interpret pictures. Yeah, you can also look at the positions of the picture and tell
You did
what
a great
happened.
job.
Yeah, because we had this where they give us the image, they told us
Imagine.
to explain the message beyond the image. So I
Mhm.
know you want to do it now. So let me go back.
No, no, I'm not. I'm not going to do that on the show. I'm going to withhold my thoughts for that. But I'm thinking about Wilma Pay because he was
One more
here.
bit?
Yes, he was here recently. If you guys remember, he left Unity Party. He went
Mhm.
to PLP. Remember? Then he said that he's now independent. He wasn't sure which party he was going to run on. Right? I think that's what he said
Yeah.
here. And all of a sudden, we see him here now today with the CDC establishment to some
No, not CDC.
Unity Party
Unity
establishment.
Party.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you think
So
he's going back to Unity Party?
he may likely not be going back, but it's possible that he will support. He
Okay,
can
so
still
he will withhold
run
his
as
independent, but then
yeah,
get the
it's
support from Unity Party.
yeah. So
Interesting.
that's his alma mater. He was there. They made Unity Party. Wimonpe is not an ordinary name in the Liberian politics. You can't take it from him. He knows when and how to strike in politics. He knows it. And he knows propaganda. What we can listen to from Eugene Fagon, now, baby propaganda Eugene can be doing. Don't never play with Unity Party when it comes to propaganda. I
Do you
give it out to
do
them.
you think they're overrated?
No, 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 no. They are not. One person again that is in the CPP that you should not play with when it comes to propaganda, when it comes to strategic moves is Martin Kula. Martin Kula in our CPP, don't play with him. He knows when and how to strike too. If
Mhm.
CPP, yeah, when he was part of the law, we saw what happened during the 2019
Yeah, he
elections.
led he led Dillon's
Yeah,
campaign
the
twice.
two elections, we saw what happened.
Election.
He knows propaganda, Martin Kula.
But James, why he cannot win the district number 6?
No,
If you are
but
He's running, right? I think
President,
he's
we have played all the football he ever won. He playing World Cup. So now you can be good, but at home,
But
sometimes you can,
actually, that says a lot about Liberia's politics, too. That
yeah,
somebody can know all of this strategy and they can be a good
yeah,
propagandist, but then they don't win. So that says to me a lot about Liberia's politics. So
yeah.
there he is. Interesting. So let's keep following Wilman Pay. I'm curious. I'm gonna keep following him. The rest of the people, we can probably give their profile. If I ask you guys, if I ask the viewers, they can probably tell us the profile of Senator Snow. And also, we're not going to talk. So, James and Aaron, if I ask you guys to give me a bet who the vice president boycott, who is a presidential candidate, who is going to select, who you guys will put your bet on? Coons, Costa, Yombly. Who do you guys think? We're not going to talk about it until it happens, but if you guys could bet on somebody, who would it be?
If I had a chalkboard here, I was going to demonstrate something here for you to see, and that was going to
You
be an
want to
indicator.
play?
Yeah, that was going to be an indicator of who's going to be selected and why they will be selected. Yeah.
James
Uh,
say you can say it.
yeah. So Costa, let's erase Costa.
So
Costa is
Costa,
out.
you eliminating Costa from the place.
Yeah, let's get rid of him from the list. Costa is out. The race is now between Senator Yombly and Senator Kuhn. Senator Yombly Kanga Lawrence and Senator Kuhn. And politics is number game. Politics has to do with also integrity, right? But politicians go
Integrity?
for people go for integrity in politics. Sometimes that is the voters. Sometimes voters go for integrity, but in that sometimes they are misled by the crowd. Sometimes crowd politics fool people to elect the wrong individuals. We have many examples in Liberia. I'm not the one to say who is an example or who is not, but we saw crowd politics leading us to almost a disaster point. Even before some of us were born and after we came, we saw some, and we may likely see some, or maybe we are seeing some.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of who's going to be on that ticket between Yombly and Kuhn, for me, since politics is a number game where you have to go for the number, I am going to give Kuhn the edge ahead of Yombly, because Nimba has about 600,000 plus,
Voters?
no, not voters, residents or citizens, people who are living there, about 600,000 plus. We are awaiting next, that is the National Elections Commission's BVR process there, to know how many people will be eligible to vote through their registration. And when that is done, we now will also compare
So James,
that number that will come from Nimba from.
hold on a little bit. Randall Thomas is saying, I just want to read what he says here. He is saying something kind of almost towards what you're saying. He said, Dr. Richardson, the Nibians can always support each other. If JMB takes Jeremiah K. Cohn as his running mate, then the Nibian will support him 100%. Nima have never had a vice president before, so the Nibian would prefer their own. I think that sort of support your comment, James. Like, there's a lot of residents in Nimba.
Yes.
They will kind of fall to support their own.
Yeah, so Nimba has more people. With this 600,000, I think Kuhn has the edge. In Nimba, if Kuhn is selected, Kuhn will give most of the vote to JNB or the Unity Party, then CDC getting or CPP getting from there. And if Yombly is also selected, she's going to do the same. But if JNB wins Bassa and lose Nimba, what's the impact on his campaign? So JNB is going to be looking at this result. At the end of the day,
something to consider.
I think who is going to be the next man in line.
You think you have?
Yeah, I can place my bet on Kuhn. The Kuhn will be selected because of the number and the influence they have. Because mind you, JNP and President Weah will fight over Monserrato. I may not tell you who will win Monserrato, but they're going to fight completely, because history says that ruling party always lost Monserrato. Maybe President Weah is going to change that game. It's possible, because he's a very good striker. Maybe he's going to strike to win Monserrato. But
we'll stay tuned and see.
Yeah, but if Kuhn is selected by JNB, let's just forget it. Nima is for Unity Party. Lofa is for Unity Party. And Bassa will also be for Unity Party. So they want three good counties. Margibi, President Weah may likely win Margibi County. And
waiting to see all your prediction.
Yeah, they will win. No, but he can select Kuhn and lose Nimba.
Yeah, waiting to see. I'll wait and see. Eric,
yeah, so my bet is on Kuhn. My bet is on Senator Kuhn. I believe that Senator Kuhn.
So when I come on the show, especially coordinating the sound, when I'm asked to give opinion of such, I always like to make a disclaimer that I'm not one of the panelists here. I'm not a political commentator. I'm a journalist. And when I'm in such a position, I will always like to speak from a journalistic standpoint, analyzing it. So I would like to beat around the bush small before I can get to the main issue.
Okay.
Uh, Jeremiah Kuhn is not just a single individual looking at there, but there are two. The thing about it is two. You have Jeremiah Kuhn and Senator Prince Johnson, two powerful individuals in this entire race. That if you were to choose one person, it means indirectly you've chosen another person. You have chosen the other person. On the side of Yomli, similarly, Yomli and Delon, they've been two persons that have always gone for this entire thing. That if you chose Delon, if you chose Yomli, indirectly you've chosen Delon too as well. They would not leave from behind each other. In an event wherein one of the sides is disenchanted or maybe feels marginalized, if one person decides to maybe not to support Joe Boakai again, it means that two persons will go. So why am I saying this? It's looking at Jeremiah Kuhn and Prince Johnson and Yomli Kanga Lawrence and Dillon. Yomli and Dillon have been into this entire issue about JMB from way back. The both of them have been supporting JMB. They want to see a JMB presidency. So it will be easier for JMB to pacify them. That I could take Kuhn, maybe, and then since you already supporting us, we could do another give and take, maybe from the level of the legislature or from other angle of the government if he wins. Okay? But JMB will not want to lose that opportunity that Kuhn and Prince Johnson bring to the table. He will want to grab that opportunity. Unlike Yombi Kanga Lawrence, that if he did not choose Yombi Kanga Lawrence, these two individuals, they are lesser in terms of convincing them to remain so that they don't feel angry. But in an event wherein Joseph Yimon Baga chooses Yombi Kanga Lawrence, there's a possibility that he can lose Jeremiah Kuhn and Senator Prince Johnson. Because we know, we were here during the first round of the 2017 election. Joseph, Senator Prince Johnson did not support WIA. He said a lot of things about WIA. He does not have leadership charisma. They went out of meeting wherein President, this WIA was, drinking, gulling, was sweating, and kept calling Magay, boss. And so he said a lot of things about him. At the end result, in the second round of the election, they seen Senator Prince Johnson pledge support to George Weah. So he has always been this controversial figure when it comes to making choices during election, especially second term. So old man Joseph Yimon Boakai will want to use this, not to misuse this opportunity that he has now to take Jeremiah Kuhn as a running mate, which will automatically make Senator Prince Johnson to not go anywhere else but Joseph Yimon Boakai, even if there is a second round. He will automatically not have the option to go another place because his son, someone who he calls his son, is going as a running mate to Joseph Yimon Boakai, which automatically he's the one going as the running mate. Someone look at it from that standpoint. But in that event wherein Jeremiah Kuhn is chosen, I don't see the likelihood of Yombi Kanga Lawrence and Dillon living from beyond JMB. So JMB would rather want to choose those two people who there is a likelihood that if they're not chosen, they can leave from beyond him. So after I beat around the entire bush, I'll give it up for Kuhn. I know that Kuhn could be chosen based on
that. Too.
Yeah, Kuhn has it.
Okay, guys.
So before the minister come in, I just got information from somebody who traveled with the senator in Nimba County yesterday for that meeting. And the president, let me just read what the president sent me. The president said, James, that's a real story you just reported. Beyond those pictures, they also met with JNB and Snow. And they also met with JNB, and Snow is supporting Kuhn, but now going back to Unity Party. Similar is with P. Now, Snow support comes about with the selection of Kun on 28 April. Kun had asked Snow to help him in the race, and he ended up by saying a big one by making. I'm coming. Let me read that. He says Kun had asked Snow to be his campaign head.
Hey guys, I always appreciate your contribution to
So,
the information that we have to provide because you're on the ground, especially Aaron, and then Good Day. You have close contact to people on the ground. Yeah, no, but Good Day almost that's very true in Liberia. So I'd like to welcome Honorable Fagon to the show as well. But thank you guys for adding your analysis to who do you think JNB will select. I think it's really is interesting. One correction I want to make. I think when I read Ronald Thomas did say that Nimba County never had a VP before. Moses Blah just came to my mind.
yeah, he
That
was.
yes, he was also VP to Taylor, if I remember correctly. And then I think subsequently did he hold the presidency for a brief time?
Yeah, I think 3 months.
Yeah, when Taylor left. Yes. Okay, good.
The shortest serving president of Liberia, 3 months.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, just to make that correction. All right, guys. Honorable Falcon, thank you for joining us here. We were just kind of looking at pictures and looking at possibilities, and I'm feeling sorry for Liberia. I know you guys, the conductor of the train, you're feeling excited that your train is getting ready to depart, but I'm feeling, you putting it, well, that's the picture here, what Jeffy looking at all day. Yeah. So, but I want to just, if you give me a minute or so, I want to welcome Liberians to the show. I want to just call them individually. If you can help me do that, Honorable Fagon, that would be very appreciated.
I don't have the appropriate gadget here. You can see I'm sitting behind I'm traveling actually, and as I travel and I stay in some of these places, it can be difficult. So I will advise that you use something over there.
Okay, no worries. I'll go ahead and just just
call all your cousin and you familiar with their name.
My cousin, my friends and family. I will just call your name, and then I will ask Honorable Fagon to give us his 2 minutes opinion as we wait for our father guy is also coming in shortly. He's going to be able to tell us his views on issues as well. And then today, you guys know that we're having Senator Prince Y. Johnson is coming in. He's going to be actually calling us by way of phone. We're going to be having a conversation with him. But at this time, I'd like to welcome Peter Zizi. I'm not going in any particular order. He's watching from Nimba County. Fumba Toure is also watching us here. George Edusa George is here. George, I'm not feeling sorry for Mr. Cummings. I'm feeling sorry for Liberia, just so many of you know. And I will tell you why later on. I want to say John K. Wright is watching from New Jersey. Thank you very much. Obadiah Ujia Phillips is watching from India. Can you imagine? We have people in India, Liberians and others in India watching us. Isn't that amazing how widespread Spoon is? And, I appreciate Spoon because I remember when I first migrated to the United States, we didn't have such, radio, social media information thing like Spoon. We didn't have that. So I really appreciate having access to this information immediately from Liberia. When Good Day and Aaron can come and say, listen, these are pictures from Liberia. There was a time in our life here in the United States outside of Liberia that we only do have a BBC or CNN. CNN never religiously even call Liberia. So I'm so excited about it. Prince T. Bundu, hello, how you doing? Bob Cash Peters, he says Liberians are unpredictable. Kalu Lake is watching from Caldwell. Thank you, Kalu, for being here. I like when women are here to participate. Let me just see. I have to change and go on to another.
I spoke with the senator. He's ready. As soon as you're ready. As soon as you get ready, he's ready.
All right. Archie Denkana is here. Thank you very much. Amy Ryder is here. Amy, how are you doing? Gallo is also here. He's watching from Bismarck, North Dakota. Thank you so much for joining us. Glenn and Frida Mulba is here watching from Minnesota. Vivian Eastman, hi Vivian. Thank you for coming. May Wallow, thank you for being here. May is watching from Minnesota. Jeremy is also watching. We appreciate you being here. Bishop Rudy King, who's always asking me interesting questions, is also watching. He says that he's enjoying the first air from Tapita. Thank you for coming here today. Salamatu is here. Can you imagine Salamatu watching? Salamatu, don't be watching. You need to be here, okay? You're not leaving all the men here. You're not leaving with Honorable Fagon and Fadiga, and of course, Good Day. Aaron and Prince Johnson, Senator Prince Johnson will be coming in, so that me alone here. Don't be watching and leaving me here. Alfonso Napulu is here watching from Rhode Island. Chokon G Flama is in Chokon Flama like us, right? Isn't that us, Good Day? Yeah, I recognize that name. Chokon, how you doing? Oh, Sadamadu says she's traveling. She has somewhere. Jake Duran is watching. Yiwan Tokpa is watching. And want to send a special shout out to our former CEO daughter. She is making an accomplishment in her life today. I believe today she was her graduation, so I don't want to forget that. So shout out to you. We are thankful for your accomplishment, making your mommy and daddy proud of you. This is what we immigrants, when we cross the Atlantic Ocean, we want and expect our children to do, to make us happy and choose the pathway that they want to choose. So let's get back to the show. Hussein Fadiga, want to welcome you. I want to welcome Fagon, but I don't see him over there right now. So Hussein, you want to give us 2 minutes, 1 minute, and then we'll bring this.
Yeah, I listened to the show and I heard all the different names, but one of the names that keep popping up for my sources that Costa name was not mentioned. I don't know why you got left Costa up, but
no, I
heard
did.
that
I asked him.
Oh, did you?
I did, but James
the VP.
threw him out.
I got rid of Costa.
Why are you moving my man Costa?
He eliminated Costa. Jim Good eliminated Costa.
Oh, well, I have some reliable sources have it that Costa is still actively on that list. Yeah, so I don't think we should worry about this. The suspense will be over by next week, so we will know. I'm not into this whole hype or something. My biggest fear here is the disunity within the opposition is going to hurt us, and the Unity Party. If my memory serves me right, I know those guys. I know how how they operate. I know their style of politics. VP Boyka is not a good campaigner, so you would need somebody that have real force, and with the disunity and bad blood from both sides, especially both partisans from both sides, it's going to be very difficult. By the time we reach second round, I don't know whether they will even have the strength to go against Austria because, but we can just wait and see. I'm still skeptical about the Liberian people and the Unity Party. The Unity Party have a history that is still fresh in most of our minds. We know what they did for 12 years. People will remember it, and the fact that they want to go in, stubbornly go in under that banner, because this will be history actually. If they win, it will be history because no political institution has ever going back to the two-way party. When they left from party, the whole entire institution disintegrated. We don't even know where they are anymore. The same with the NDP, the MPP, dropped for some time, and then they resurfaced under the CDC. And that has been our politics. And one thing about our politics, things really don't change. So this will be historic. I'm really waiting to see whether the Liberian people will re-elect the now former President Berka, but the Unity Party, give them power for the third time. I'm waiting to see it. It's going to be tough. because the voters right now is not ancient time like in the 80s that people, some of us, were young at that time, we still got a blurry vision of what it was. Now it's fresh in our minds. People know, people can point to things. So with unity, people will kind of like stay shy away from the personal attack and will have one mean goal, one mean target. But now that everybody has to fight for that second place, who knows what will come out there, And then I'll close with this.
Father got a question because we got the senator on the line.
Oh, the senator is there. Yeah, let's bring him on. So I will leave it at that, and let's bring the senator.
Yes, I actually want to move forward to Honorable Fagon to just tell us his 2 minutes. I think he was gone when I went to him. But before that time, there's another correction. One thing I love was Spoon. People keep on sending me information while we're live. They said there was Enoch Dokolier, who was also vice president to Taylor. So we had 2 vice presidents. They are naming them for us that came from Nimba County, Enoch Dokolier. So, Honorable Fagon, could you please tell us your 2 minutes quickly before we go on to Senator Prince Johnson?
Good evening, Madam Moderator. Can you hear me?
Yes. Good.
All right. Good. Thank you. Good evening to the rest of the guys on the panel, UJ, as well as Good Day, and all the other guys in studio, the peace-loving people of Liberia, and Senator Honorable Prince Yelube Johnson. But let me say this. If you look at Joseph Boakai right now, it's over. He's the front runner of the opposition. He is in complete control of the senator's playbook. Maybe you did not see the pictures today, but I have always maintained. Did you see Senator James Barney? That's Senator Jeremiah Kuhn. That's James Barney over there. That's my boy.
Wait,
that's Wilma Pay over there.
We'll hold a senator for at least an hour with us if we can, and then afterwards you will play the picture again so we can see a Google.
And that's why I'm telling you about the senator's playbook. The senators have taken a decision in the country that as senators, they will not allow the Southeastern Company to run the country. Instead, the country will be ran democratically. That decision has been taken. And I maintain from the senator's playbook that if in 6 years of governing the country, you have not called the senators in the various or the legislative caucuses of each of the counties, you have not called them to a meeting at all. You have not respected them and their royalties. Example, Nimba, Grand Basso, and Bong, the royalty from Asila Mita company, got eaten for 5 years. It's just that 1 year they gave them the 1.5 million in Liberian dollar, which is short by 180,000 US dollars if you buy US from the market. You go to Bomi, Kepma, and Bapolu. You took the poor money, you ate it, then you turn around, you waste 14 million from the people. I don't need to go up and down. The truth is the senator's playbook is in full effect. The senators have decided that Mr. Weah will be a one-term president. Go to Lofa, you will see it. Come down to Bong with Prince Mori and Henri Topa. Go up to Nimba with Jeremiah Kuhn and Senator Prince Johnson. Come down all the way to Bomi, Kepma, and Bapolu. Come down to Montserrat with Darius Dillon. Go down to Grand Baza with Yomli Kanga Lawrence and the other man there. You're not going to do anything. The senators will decide. They have decided from the senators' playbook that is not the government they want. A government that committed gross human rights violation, extrajudicial killings, as explained by Prince Johnson today and the U.S. State Department. You have gotten the country involved in the illicit sales of drugs to the tune of almost $1 billion. I'm not saying million, because the one catch in the space of 1 month was 140 million. Over the last 5 years, how many more was discovered? So let's leave that story. It's on course. You heard Prince Johnson today. He said, for the first time, Prince Johnson said, if he takes Kumis, if he takes Kun, whoever he takes will change in the government. So again, that's where we are. It's not about who JMB takes. It's about the fact that we have the next president of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency, President Ambassador Joseph Nimba County.
Thank you very much. It is 5 o'clock now. We're going to bring in Senator Prince Y. Johnson and have a conversation with him. And then we're going to go until 6 o'clock, entertain phone calls from Liberians. And of course, we'll be making further announcements. Today is also the birthday of Victoria Kwekwe, who's always here at Spoon. We'll also be celebrating her later on in the show by doing what we usually do, show her picture here as well. Victoria Kwekwe, happy birthday to you. Can you please bring in this?
I thought I don't know what we call it. I thought you wanted me to play play.
Oh, did you want to play? Okay, yes, please play.
Yeah, no key points that he made today.
Yes, please play that. Let Liberians hear it, and then we can go from there. And then when he comes, he can reiterate some of the things. Thank you.
All right. So he spoke on the State Department issue. He spoke about drugs, and he spoke about the killing of the EPS officer.
Then the State Department, when the State Department speaks and indicts a government, that means that the American government indicting that government. The State Department came out and talked about extrajudicial killing, but this government is agent. You all know about it already. You're ready. In a peacetime, a nation held by somebody who's supposed to be peaceful as peace ambassador. Auditors 6, 1 month, clear them all. 3 children disappear. Killing of the EPS in Nimba, and telling the world that he fired himself 3 times. Do you believe that? You went to Nimba. We went for the country tour. Where I slept and the apartment I was in, that particular house, I could see on the road. I saw somebody from the EPS side, I won't call the person, they know, fire the man with gun, drop him on the floor. There was a lady that fired a gun. Then the other boy fired 2 more rounds. I called President that morning. I called Samuel Twe. They could not answer the phone. I called Maggie from Monrovia. I said, Maggie, 2 persons were fighting another guy. Either trying to take some telephone or something. Something they were trying to grab from him. And he was strong. So the lady fired the guy on the brain, straight, dropped the man. Right behind my window. It was Maggie who now transferred that call to the president. Then the president called me. You understand me? He called me. He wanted to tell me a story that was different from what I saw. So I said, well, not true. When I came to Monrovia, I said, it's not true. Take a pistol. So to say the man fired himself 3 times, that's when you're guilty or something, you're confused, you don't know what to say. You go to my county to tell the people thank you for letting you share blood there. Then you say the man fired himself. Is that blackmailing? Liberia has become a drug transit point. A drug transit point. From Colombia, Jamaica, all that, you're from Jamaica. And this is why they do that, they smoke, they manufacture these things. $140 million drugs, container, cocaine, hard substance, can never enter this country, believe you me, without the government and its agents knowing about it. They are the importers. To destroy our children here. 140 million. If the Americans did not discover it, to book it at the port today, we will not discover it. The question is, how many of those kind of drugs came here that were not seen before the last one was caught?
All right. Those were some of the major points that the senator made today, and he's now live on the line. Good evening, Senator.
Good evening. How are you?
We're good, and we hope you also good. So, you are now live on Spoon. You are live on Spoon FM and Spoon TV, and I'll turn you over to the panelists.
Yes, good evening, Senator. Thank you for joining us here. It's always great to have you speaking to the Liberian people. We're going to take turn asking you questions, and I'm going to just give you 1 or 2 minutes to basically just do an opening comment, anything you'd like to say to the Liberian people, and then we're going to move on to asking you questions. Once again, thank you for joining us.
Well, I just want to say thanks to the Spoon family for informing the Liberian people of the day-to-day activities in our country. For our people in the diaspora to know what is exactly happening in their country. And I would like to also find out right now, where is Salamantu? Wife.
Be careful if I go on the show. Don't be asking for Salamatu.
All right, but I'm so glad to be with you today. And Liberia is going down the drain. And we ask all oppositions, like I said today, if Brother Collins is in the second place in the election, we will definitely support it. If we are in the second place and he's in the third place, he will support, because we are all in the opposition. And what we want to see out of this country, out of power, is Mr. Weir, the full-body president. So I'm still ready to answer any question, but this is my opening statement.
Thank you, Senator. You said we. Can you just clarify when you said we are in second place? Or
you know, the MDR is working along with the Unity Party.
Okay, great.
There are other prominent citizens that are earmarked to be rescued too. And we have decided as executive members of the party, and the party in particular, that whoever GMB will choose as it is second in command, we will support. We put the country first, and we're not anxious for position. We have a major problem. That problem is massive corruption. That problem is regionalism rather than nationalism, and etc. etc. So to get this government out, we have to unite. And that can come about perhaps in the second round, because there will be a second round. So we are prepared to support Mr. Cummings. I'm sure our father, JFB, when he finds that we are in the third place, he will be glad to make sure that Cummings takes over. And when we are in the second and Mr. Cummings is in the third place, he also will do the same, so that our nation can begin to move forward and we can form a government of national unity.
Okay. Senator, are you currently supporting Vice President Joseph Boakai for president for Liberia?
I do. Certainly I do.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I'm going to move on to Honorable Fagon to ask you his 2 questions, and then we're going to move on to Hussein UJ Fariga to ask you, and then I'll come back to me to ask you my 2 questions. So, Honorable Fagon, can you please ask the Senator your questions?
Honorable Senator, can you hear me?
I do. I hear you clearly.
Thank you, sir. When we were on the county tour, I had left Nimba to return to Monrovia. I could not go any further. I received a call on the morning of that incident, and the call came from Madam Fina Bono, instructing me to inform the Liberian people that an EPS officer had committed suicide. I rejected and refused the call on grounds that you cannot instruct me to inform the Liberian people on what you're saying without giving me the necessary details or without me finding out what exactly happened. So therefore, I rejected it, and she was furious and angry. It was early in the morning. You said it was a woman who pulled the trigger. Without telling us the name, could you say whether she was a security personnel? Could you describe how she was dressed? And Did she take the gun from somebody? How did she get the gun?
Yeah, but you know, Senator Bono, though she is chief of protocol, she carries arms most of the time. And that time she has arms. So that's it.
Thank you. My second question here, today you said in your press interview, whoever President Barker is picked, we will support. I'm calling on every citizen to get out there on the 28th, leave whatever you're doing and come to the city center. Let me ask you this. There is something called the Senator's Playbook, and it looks like almost a greater amount of the senators are determined to change President Weah for his lack of leadership. Are you in constant contact with some of the senators, and who are some of the most prominent ones that you've talked to of late?
I'll tell you, all of the senators are unhappy with this regime. Members of the House of Representatives are also unhappy. During the time of Madam Salim, she opened corridor for the legislative caucuses of the different counties to meet with her. That way she was able to know what the people were thinking through the lawmakers. But since 2017, when Mr. Weah was elected, he decided to close all corridor on us. So we have not been able to see Mr. Weah at all. We can't meet him. He pick and choose. He has his members of the House of Reps from the CDC that he meets at Jamaica Resort. But the rest of the senators from other countries, no, we don't. We don't meet with him. He isolates all of us. We cannot meet with him as a caucus. We cannot discuss anything regarding our respective countries. So I wonder how will he get votes in the different countries when he's not with us? Definitely, I think he's going to lose. He's going to lose in Nimba. He's going to lose in Bon County. He's going to lose in Bapulu. He's going to lose in Rivajiri. All over the places. I don't even think he's going to win in Grand Chile that is supposed to be a stronghold. Because they are not happy at all. And this young president, footballing president, believes in regionalism, which is against our constitution that calls for nationalism. You divide the cake of the nation, that is the different positions based on nationalism. But every major, including security, everything is focused on the southeastern region. So when anything crime is committed, they keep the secret to themselves. You will never know. So the only way Liberia will know what's happening in this country with respect to the drug, with respect to the mysterious disappearance of the children, with respect to Princess Copper, with respect to the auditors and whatsoever, is to remove this regime because it has completely failed. They cannot administer governance. This is not a football game we're going to play. This is people you deal with. And you must deal with them taking into perspective the rule of law. He has no regard for the rule of law, so it's not a surprise to me to see him behaving the way he does, because at one point in time, when I was thinking, why is he behaving so? Then Samuel Twain came on the air one day. It's recorded. I have the recording that Mr. Weah is a benevolent dictator. I say this to all Liberians in the diaspora. A dictator is a dictator. You don't dress in a cake. A dictator is a dictator. And that's why he does what he does. There is a law, for example, that says all persons wanting to contest elected posts must resign 1 year before the election day. The law is there, so there is no need to issue executive order. That is contrary to the law. It's a contradiction of the law. It's a violation of the Constitution. Okay? So I understood this evening that the office of the Vice President will be coming up to respond to what I said regarding what our statement in 2020 senatorial election. I have a recording from Truth FM when she said the money is stored. I want to bring it to you people. You eat the money. Don't vote for Thomas Fallon. She said it clearly. I have the recording. I have another recording from the chairman of the ruling party, the ruling government, the party that says, search for job. Every woman that Mr. Weir gives job to, he passed through them all. And whenever he goes abroad and brings money, he puts it into his own account. So my question to Madam Joa Taylor is, you are a vice president in this government, and you have said that the people they are rolled the money they stole, that's what they are bringing to you. Eat the money and don't vote. And the people of this country in that district definitely did not vote for Thomas Fallon because they listened to her. So what are you doing in Roke's government? And my question to her, so when she responds tomorrow, I want her to answer, what is she doing in Roke's government? Thank you.
Okay, quickly before the moderator closed me down, there was a group that went to visit you on the first occasion sent by President Weir. On the second occasion, he sent the traditional leader headed by Zanzan Kawa. It is my understanding that the chief from Bomi did not even know when he got there before he got to realize that they were sent to talk to you. Can you confirm the two visits of people sending, President Weir sending people to beg you on the first occasion, which your people in your compound did not allow them to see you, and on the second occasion led by Zanzan Kawa himself with some other chiefs to come and talk to you as quite recently. Can you confirm that or tell us a little bit about those visits?
Yes, I can confirm that. The first group came, I don't know who they were, but the security stopped them at the gate and they went. But the second group was headed by Zanzan Kawa and some traditional leaders and one minister. And they came to talk to me, and I told Zanzan Kawa, this country is for the people of this country, it's Liberia. And they elected a leader to lead them for 6 years. I mean, take care of us. It's not to privatize everything, the economy, everything is managed by this young man. He does whatever he wants to do. He's a complete dictator. He acts the way he wants to act. And when you advance it, he acts a little, you cut a speech. And I told Zanzan Kawa that it was over. That I would never ever go to support CDC. And as far as I know, he's a one-time president. Because the prophet, King Joshua, may his soul rest in peace, he told us that President Weir did not have the solution to Liberia's problem. He said it. But he said, I will pray for you. And when I pray for you, you will come back there for the second prayer, that God will help you infuse into your mind his word, which is spirit and life. And when you go back, you will lead your country well. You will choose your official with care. Selfless people, not selfish. When we got back, he turned it back on the prophet. Even as I speak to you, he had not even called the church to say, have a sympathy for the ongoing or the great prophet of God. He's very ungrateful. So I turned Zanzan Kawa down. I received Zanzan Kawa because he's a traditional leader of Liberia, and I couldn't let him stop him at the gate. He came in and I told him that we cannot work with Mr. Weir anymore. Mr. Weir is not truthful. Look here, Zanzan Kawa. Mr. Weir wrote us a communication asking us to permit them to print money. And they printed $64 billion. Local currency to take the money from the market. Say 2023 now. The money they are having is set on it. They are using it to buy crowd. They are using it to buy votes. They are using it to print bills and other things. When they cannot find money for election commission. How do you use the people need to print money? It's unfair. So Zanzan Kawa said, okay, I can't force you. I think you are right.
Okay. Thank you, Senator Johnson. If you're just joining us, we have Senator Johnson on the phone line talking to the Liberian people. He just answered Eugene L. Fagon's question, Mr. Fagon's question. And he also just told us that he supports Vice President Boka for president of Liberia. So share the show and call a friend to continue listening. I want to turn your attention now to Al Hussein UJ Fadigai, who's going to ask his two questions.
Good evening, Mr. Senator Johnson. I got a quick clarity question. You just insinuated that is he gone?
No, okay. I'm coming. Maybe he did it by mistake. The call is on hold. Okay, welcome back, Senator. Yeah, he's on.
All right, yeah. Good evening again, Senator Johnson. I just a clarity question. A few minutes ago, you insinuated that Finabono has arm. Are you kind of insinuating that she might be the murderer of the EPS officer?
I only told you that though she's a chief of protocol, she uses arm. I've seen her with arm before.
Oh, because in your first statement, you said that there was a female and you think that there was a female that did the shooting. Have the police contacted you on this case?
But I won't call name until the investigation starts. If there should be one.
All right. And then back in 2017, if I can quote you right, you said in a tape that is circulating on social media, you said you went to Omen Boyka's house and you asked him, Mr. Boyka, this woman here, are you ready to fight this woman, meaning President Salif?
Please repeat. Please repeat the question.
All right. Is he there now?
Yeah, he's back.
All right. So I was saying back in 2017, in one of your presentation, you said that you visited Ambassador Boyka and you asked him, are you prepared to fight this lady, meaning President Salif? Because if you're not prepared to fight, I'm going to go on the other side. And apparently he did not seem that he was prepared to fight Madame Salif. So you went on to Ambassador George Manawia and supported him. Now, this is 2023. He's going to be going against President Weah again. Now, President Weah. Have anything changed? Do you still fear that? Is he prepared to take on the attack? Do you think he's prepared this time around?
The first thing I did not support Vice President Joseph Boyka because he was not prepared to fight Madame Salif. That was a different thing altogether that made me to back off. But this time I'm ready to support. We are prepared to move on. We'll go all the way to support Honorable Joseph Boyka and to see what happens in the second round. Like I said, when Mr. Cummings is there, we will support. When Boyka is there in the second round, Cummings will support, because that's what opposition is for, to back one another. For the good of the nation, to move, the president will consider that someone who is providing our governance. And before I close, I would like to say to you, Fadikat, we love you. You articulate very well. You are very sound. We love you. But I always observe that when it comes to me, you sometimes say something negative. The print doesn't fatter. I want to say to you, if you were in Liberia those days when people were beheaded and the Lutheran Church and other mayhem was created by the governor of the day that was supposed to protect our people and did not do so, that was Patari. Killing our people, massacred our people. We had to run away to go to our home. They pursued us, raping our mothers in front of us. It was very bad, and we had to fight a war that we didn't want to fight to survive. So we fought for freedom. Next time when you are talking about me, let's deal with the issue. The country you are in there, America is a superpower. One of the greatest nations on earth. The original owners of America are the Black Indians. The Indians, where are they? They are in reservation care. What happened to them? So let us leave that. And I did not leave Boyka because he was not prepared to fight Madame Salif. We had a different issue altogether that we are resolved. And he's a father, he's an elder. And we should not keep anything in mind against each other. We crossed the bridge over troubled waters from the old year to the new year. So we become a new brand and person to move together.
Just my last question. Do you think Madame Salif is still a factor, or because she's still in Liberia and she seems to still have some influence? Do you think she's no longer a factor in this election?
Well, Madame Salif is a factor She is our ex-president who has international contact. And I have met Madam Salif, and I told her that 2017, you did not help your vice president. Whatever he may have done to you, I want you to forgive. I open the Holy Bible, the Lord's Prayer. We must forgive those who transgress against us if we want God to forgive us, because every day we sin. And I said to her, you are 83, I'm 70. The more you age, the closer you are to your heavenly home. So it will keep crossing our mind. The Lord will not hear us, because Isaiah 59 verse 2 says, my hands are not shut, that said the Lord, my ears are not dull, that I cannot hear you, neither can I save you, but it is because of your sin that separate you from me. So I think you got to forgive Joseph Boyka. Whatever you think he had done to you, he saved you 12 years. And I think she was very receptive. So I think she is praying for peace, and she will move forward. Helping whoever she wants to help.
So I'm going to ask my two questions, and then we're going to proceed with the rest of the panelists asking their questions. My first question to you, Senator, can you help Liberians to understand how do you justify endorsing Vice President Boakai, who described himself as a parked car during the administration of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and also he's reported that he squandered Liberian people resources. How do you now justify someone who described himself that way?
James, can you please relay the question, because it was kind of a grounding.
Okay. Yeah, please repeat that, Richardson.
Yes, let me repeat myself, Senator. So I want you to please help Liberians to understand, how do you justify endorsing Vice President Boakai, who described himself as a parked car, meaning he didn't do anything during the previous years when he was part of the government of Liberia. And also he reported that he squandered the Liberian people resources. Now, I see that now you are endorsing him today. You just said that on the show. How does Liberia make sense of that?
I think Vice President Boakai would be the best person to answer. But I would say this. When the former Vice President said they squander resources in this country, the larger peacekeepers came to this country, and the whole world poured into this country so much money, I think in the billions. And the development we see cannot commensurate with the amount that was sent. But he knows better what he said. He can better explain to the people of Liberia when the time comes, perhaps during a debate. But what I know is that I've heard people say, what did Boakai do? And look how he got one house there. What did he do? But remember, in marriage, 1 + 1 is 1, is not 2. They were working as a team. They paved the road from here all the way to Kanta, all the way to Gideon Border, all the way to Buchanan. Those days, it would take hours to reach to Banga. I'm not talking about Nimba. It would take hours. A lot of development that they carry out. A lot of development with respect to even the hospital in Tapetan, the referral hospital. A lot of other development they carry. But you know, when you're vice president, your assignments are given to you by the Constitution. They're all written there. You don't outshine your leader. So maybe something he may have wanted to do, he couldn't do because the president at the time did not allow him. But he's a better person who will explain. I don't know what really he means. But I think that when you are vice president, you don't have much to do when you're not given such assignment. Or when those assignments written in the Constitution for you to carry out you're not allowed to do them. So maybe that's what he's talking about. But I think with Vice President Boakai in the driving seat, he will do more. Sometimes those people you don't expect to do greater things, when they are honored people, they will surprise you by doing much when they are now in charge. But he will be cutting the card, and the whole world will be watching him. And Liberia will be watching because he will be national and international exhibit. So if he doesn't do good the first time, they will remove him second time. But I think he will do a good job. He's an old man, and the reason he wants to be president may not be because he wants power, because the foundation that was laid by the Youth Unity Party have been broken down. They have been tampered with. So he wants to start a rebuilding process and grow up. He wants to grow up somebody who will take over for him. That's why he wants somebody of like mind. But the day will come when we will hear from Vice President Walker himself during the debate, when the question is posed, what you mean by car being parked in the garage? What you mean by you squander all the resources? I think he attempted explaining that on a number of occasions some time ago.
Okay, thank you for answering. My second question to you is, Vice President Buckeye has expressed a strong desire for accountability for the horrors of Liberia's civil war. He argued that impunity for crimes committed demands the formation of the War Crime Court. He also said, and I quote, "Most of the warlords are the ones who want to be in the legislature. They are the ones who want to be president." As if to say nothing has happened. Impunity is what, for me, I believe should warrant the War Crimes Court to come. Having Vice President Buckeye, hearing him say that, do you now support the TRC report and the creation of an economic and war crime court in Liberia?
But generally, I just couldn't hear you. But if I understood you, let me just answer it the way I think I can best answer. You talk about war and economic crime court. The first thing is that there was a civil war. There was a civil war. And after the civil war ended, before it could end, Liberian politicians, civil society, council of churches, they all met themselves in Accra, Ghana. And they signed a comprehensive peace accord that is called a CPA, and they choose reconciliation after that of South Africa. And they came home to guarantee the peace for which those men laid down their arms. They established the TRC for national reconciliation and healing. Unfortunately, that the general way, that document was, the whole TRC was meant to reconcile our people. The act that established the TRC was grossly violated because one of the article says, the article says that the would-be victim and the would-be perpetrator should meet themselves before the commission. The commissioners, their appointment was based on a presumed neutrality. Unfortunately, Fouad decided to do his own thing. He decided to do his own thing. You see that there were other victims, they did not appear. So we were only asked to go to the TRC to explain our traumatic experience. So is it my own experience while I got into the war and you would take to convict me? No. In our Jewish project, where there is no complainer, there is no defender. We were only invited to explain our story. Now, before I drop the phone or before I entertain another question, let me say this for your understanding. Before the Accra Peace Accord, there was, that brought into being the TRC, there was an article, and there is an article in the Liberian Constitution, Article 91. I gave amnesty to Samuel Doe and his whole group for what they did in office and out of office. They will never be prosecuted. So Charles Taylor himself, who was duly elected by the people of Liberia in 1997, after his inauguration, the 51st legislature also came up with an amnesty law, granting amnesty to all factions in this republic. I was in Nigeria. I was not here. Granting amnesty to all factions in this republic. So those two amnesty laws are there. One is constitutional, one is statutory. So So those laws that grant amnesties are there. And if those laws are being repealed before enacting the TRC Act into law, then the TRC will recommend for war crime. There will be nothing to stop it. But you recommend it for war crime in the TRC. And those you want to prosecute are under amnesty. How do you prosecute them? And by the way, is that what you were established to do? No. And I committed crime, I'm afraid. If you open the TRC for nominal book, the area they talk about me, they praise me. I'm a disciplinarian. I'm a unit at the lesser crime rate that I discipline them. For crime they committed, I discipline them. So you cannot say this soldier is a disciplinarian, then you say he bears greater responsibility. But there's a contradiction. For the general way.
Yeah, Senator.
For what the economic crime code, but there are constitutional provisions that block any war crime code from coming here.
So,
is that possible? I thought they would have repealed those amnesty laws before bringing into force the TRC Act, and they want to recommend war crime code. It would have happened. But with the two amnesty laws still in existence, that being in existence before you enacted the TRC into law, whatever recommendation you want to make, it will not succeed. You got to repeal those laws. If you do them now, it will not be retroactive. They should have done it before they came into force with the TRC business.
Yeah, Senator, would you be recommending that if Joseph Boakai should win, that he should repeal the amnesty law for the TRC and the war crime court to come to Liberia? Would you be recommending that to him?
Well, you can. Anybody who wants to bring war crime court, if that's why we put food on people's table, if that's why we bring roads and hospitals and better schools, and then it's up to you. We have no objection. I will have no objection.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Want academic crime court to come so we can know who truly want the Lutheran Church, the United Nations compound massacre my people. I want to know the JFK massacre, what is surrounding the
Oh, something happened.
They want to go to the sea. I would like to know what happened to the Greystone compound, where the new American embassy is now, where the Liberians sought refuge, and the soldiers of Joe went and massacred them. I want to know what happened. What penalty can they bear? I want to know if I committed any crime, that you get evidence of, I will face the music. I don't care. But I did a whole lot because wherever I pass, in Bon Country, in many places, I still go there today without security. I am most welcome because I didn't come here to massacre civilians. That's why I broke away from Canada. That's why I dealt with them, because I taught them Uniform Code of Military Justice in Libya for 2 years and a half. And so in the Uniform Code of Military Justice, for example, in peacetime, if you were posted to a place and you left, and when they call it AWOL, AWOL, actually without leave. But in wartime, if you did that, it's desertion. And the punishment is death by firing squad. And so that's what we did. We dealt with people. Now rape is felony, it's capital crime. When you rape somebody's daughter, I can't spare you. I must admit, that's why I dealt with my soldiers. I was most feared because I dealt with them. That's why everywhere I pass, people still respect me today. But
thank you, Senator.
Okay. They accuse you, they can't prove it. But let the war crime court come, let the economic crime come. If it comes far, I will accept. I'm still ready to appear anytime.
Yes, I was actually just wondering if you would advise, if you had the opportunity to advise Vice President Boakai, would you be asking him to repeat the article that you mentioned that gave people amnesty, preventing the war crime court from coming to Liberia to do that? But you said that you're open and you don't mind the war crime courts coming to Liberia because you have a lot of unanswered questions yourself. I'm going to move on to.
Our concern right now is to remove this government that we consider a government that is providing bad governance. Whoever is elected and you deem it necessary to bring war in economic crime court, and you think it will develop your country, it will help provide food and good roads and education, electricity, and all of the basic essentials of life, and attract direct foreign investments that will provide jobs and put food on people's table. That's good for you. We will succumb to it. Whatever your government will want to do within a framework of law is good.
Okay, we're going to move on, Senator, to Honorable Fagon to ask you his question, and then we're going to go on to Yudi Fadiga. We're always thankful when you can come and speak to the Liberian people. Honorable Fagon?
Well, thank you, Senator Prince
James
Johnson.
Hold on, Fagon. I see James Kude left. James Kude, is he still there for us? James Kude?
Yeah, I think we lost you guys, but we are back.
Okay, so is the senator still on for us?
Yeah, the senator is on. Yeah, the senator is on.
Thank you very much. Mr. Fagon, please ask your question, please.
Well, thank you, Senator Johnson, especially for answering the questions relative to War Crimes Court and letting the world know that you will support Alexander Kumis if he makes it to the second round, and that you look forward to, even if Joseph Barker picking him, that you will support him. Thank you so beautifully for answering the question. I will give you $5 for lunch because that's all I have for scoring an A+ on that answer. That's all I have, $5. So I would buy something where I give it to you. But let's go back down to the real business for which I believe you're here. When the announcement was made that the Ambassador Joseph Numa Boakai, the former vice president, will be announcing his VP pick on the 28th, it is my understanding that there were massive celebrations within Nimba, Bong, Basa, especially Bomi, Kitman, and Bapulu also. There were massive celebrations. And it is my understanding that Ambassador Barker have said government is continuity. President Weah have not paid the people of Nimba, Basa, and Bong their royalty for the last 5 straight years, which amounts to 7,500,000. But in his meeting with you all, they said he promised that that money will be paid little by little alongside whatever current royalty that Asila Mita will be paying. Government will not be able to pay all one time, but they will be adding it to the other 1.5, adding small to it until government pays the people of Nimba. Are you aware that President Joseph, former Vice President Joseph Numa Boakai have promised the people of Nimba that every cent owed to them as a result of the carelessness of this government will be paid back to them if he becomes president? Are you aware of that?
And the line is so bad, James. Can you relay to me?
Let me go over to him.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Rainy season period, so.
Yeah, so you getting him now?
Yeah, I get you clearly. You.
Okay, I think if I would try my best, he's asking about the vice president upcoming VP pick. That when it was announced, there was a celebration in Nimba. He's asking if that happened. And another one is if VP Boakai ever told you people, or he informed the people of Nimba that when he becomes president, all credit or all money that the government of Liberia has for Nimba County will be paid.
Okay, but you know,
that's it. Right?
Let us see is now owing us a penny. Since they coming into being a medal state in Liberia, they have always met their obligation to us. When I say us, Nimba County, 1.5 million, Bong County, 500,000 for passing through, Grand Bassa, 1 million for the use of the port. They put the money in the escrow account for us to access it for our own development. It is the government that have been tampering with our money. As they tamper with the international people money that were in the bank, that had been tampering with our money. And so when President Boycott takes over, and Vice President Boycott takes over as the president of this great country, I would suggest that we find out from the government we'll be taking over from, what happened to the people money?
Mm-hmm.
How will he pay? You need to ask those people what happened to the people money.
Okay, and my second question to Honorable Johnson, I'm hearing that you will take out massive amounts of people on the 28th to the Unity Party headquarters. Are you going to be there yourself?
The question is, are you going to be taking people to Unity Party headquarters on the 28th?
Minister Fagon, I have to be there. You say, hey, boy, they there? I got to be there. We are going to mobilize our people. We are going to mobilize our people and let them turn out in the thousands. And we prepare for that. Yes, I will be there. I'm going to Nimba on Monday to register with all of my people. We will go to register and then we'll come back 2 days after to be able to attend the program. Yes, I will be there.
Thank you.
Mr. Fadiga, you have 2 questions.
All right, just give me one moment. All right, can you hear me, James?
Yes.
All right, I'm back again, Senator Johnson. I just showed it out there, Senator. I want you to know, probably you didn't know this about me. My grandparents are from Nimba. We have a lot of properties in Nimba. Even though I did not live in Nimba County, but I have a partial Nimba background. But we still cannot ignore the fact of your participation in the war. Some of the alleged atrocities were well documented. And every time you speak of the war and economic crime, sometimes I think you kind of think it's only there to target you, when this is similar to bring about accountability to make sure that those who bear the greatest responsibility are held accountable and to serve as deterrent. So I just wanted you to make that is no personal attack on you. I respect you a lot. I follow you over the years, and I have my reservation about guilt or who's not guilty. I'm not passing guilt or anything on you. But let me get to my question. As a senator back in 2021, there was this U.S. sanction, the Magnitsky sanction. They charged you for involving in pay-to-pay funding with the government ministry. And there were a whole lot of allegations. My question to you is have this sanction affected you? And how do you plan to clear your name, your good name?
You mean the Magnitsky sanction?
Yes.
Yeah, it surprised me because I read what it said about me. Number one, the ministries of government regime gave me millions of dollars to provide intelligence to the government. That's not true. I am not the intelligence arm of the government. And no ministry has ever given me such money. I'm not in contact with any ministry that gave me money. Number two, is that ministries of government give me millions to maintain domestic stability. Was there any domestic instability that I had to be paid to stabilize? No. I'm not a police, I'm not an immigration, not a security entity. All these things came to me because of my support for WIA. How would I have millions of dollars? You see, I built my university before he came to power. A lot of people contributed when I was in SR. A lot of people contributed the book I wrote, 360-page book. I sold it here. I made a lot of money. I borrowed money from everybody. and I started building the institution. People began to make donations. And so all my money went into that place. Can you imagine my wife's mother died? I had to beg Mr. Weir to help me with small money to bury. My birthday, I had to beg him to help me with money to carry on my birthday. So if I had these millions of dollars, why would I be begging? That's why I gave once to Mr. Weir to spend on the pulpit in his fortification worship center to say Prince John is a beggar. Yes, I'm a beggar because I didn't have the money at the time. I begged him to help me bury my mother-in-law. So if I have millions, why would I not go there, take the money and do what I want to do? It's not true. It's not true.
But so do you have any intention of clearing your name?
Listen to me. It came from the Treasury Department directly. But the issue of Mr. Trump, Maggie, Bitwari, and whoever, it came from the State Department directly to the U.S. Embassy. I mean, the government of the United States put sanction on them. Man, then they put it on the air, that time they erase it. No government gave me money. And George can't give me millions. A former rebel leader that who opposing, you give me millions to thinking I will play against him. It's not true. I've been critically vocal against real regime. I've been critically vocal against Madam Salif. Everybody in this country know that. So nobody will come give me millions here. They fear me. They think anything I can remove them because the corruption too much. They're scared. But it's not true.
All right, which brings me to my last question. Senator, you supported Mr. Boyka. In one of your tapes, you said that he was drunk. He was so drunk, he even called Chairman McGill senior partisan. That still did not prevent you from...
You're talking about we are corrected.
We are. I'm talking about President We are, not Boyka. We are. I knew you had to correct me. We are, but that still did not stop you from supporting him. There are people out there that believe that the reason you are mad at We Are now is because he's not paying you or he's not following your pay-to-play book. I know you mentioned a lot of things, but what do you have to say with those that are suspicious of you?
Suspicious in what respect? Pay to play?
Yes, suspicious that because George Weah is not paying you this time around or has refused to pay you, so you are going against him this time.
George Weah has not paid me, and I did not support George Weah to be paid with cash. But let me say this to you. Before one becomes recognized or endorsed by the Election Commission to be called a candidate, presidential, you have to open offices in the 15 countries or 13 of the 15 countries. And when election is coming to open offices, different offices, the prices of the house rent go up. So to open offices, to get vehicles from the garage, either new car or used car to pay, because every party is a president in a waiting. It's a government in a waiting. And if the party can sue and be sued, after crediting all of these things to maintain your party during the election, when you don't win, you support somebody. And the person says, okay, say you support me, I win, I'll give your people jobs. Give me the list, and you provide list. And the person says, okay, if the person is good now, if the person is good, and say, well, look, I know you incur a lot of expenses. So therefore, you start giving your people jobs to stop noise, because if they don't get jobs, and the man only attend to you, or the woman alone attend to you, there will be noise. So they give the people a job, and it's okay, take this, whatever money, or present all your bill, and we put your bill, we pay. So they can't take you to court. Or you want me to owe people vehicle, to owe people house rent, then when I help you, you don't help me, you turn your back on me, then they go and sue me, right? That's what you want? So if the president will say, okay, I will pay for the house rent, I will give your people a job. If that truly happen, if that pay to play, then how did Kamala Harris become a VP to Biden? Because she was the front runner against Biden. How did the man who is now the Secretary of Defense become? If the black people did not support him, Biden. So politics is interest. You have somebody to get job, to get to the seat, they also give the people jobs. That's what happened. But to say I gave Prince Johnson money, no. They fear me here. Please take note of this. As a former rebel leader who rebelled against a diabolical tunnel record system, a diabolical or tunnel record system, repressive and suppressive system, and successfully fought for the border all the way for the system, and still being critically vocal, accusing and criticizing government. People fear me. They cannot give me money. Believe me today, they will not. They don't know what I think. Hello?
Yes, sir.
That, I mean,
What I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
Even we are is afraid. He said, man, we don't know what he thinks. That's why he asked to look at me 3 years and a half. This man come to the mansion, he criticized. This man come to the mansion, he said this. But they fear me. They are not giving us money. They are not giving us anything. That's why I say it's ungrateful. When I hear that, I help you, feeling weak. I'm owing debts. You come to my company, see vehicles that I took from garage. I have to take money from the airport brand to be paying. And I still pay today. What are they getting? Even to make contribution to the university. One of the most beautiful, well-equipped universities in the country. They're not giving me a cent.
Have they paid the $7 million?
Pardon me?
Have you paid anything towards the $7 million that was owed Nimba County?
It was 7.5 million, and later on, Medicine paid 1.5, making it $9 million. I'm not being given a record as of today to find out whether they have put something, but I do remember one of the senators telling me that they replaced some of the money in the U.S. They replaced some in LD. They took all the U.S. and replaced some of our money in LD. So I need to know exactly from the fiscal affairs superintendent what is in the account. I don't think much is there.
Okay, I'm going to ask my question once again. Thank you for coming to speak to the Liberian people, Senator Johnson. And those of you that are just joining us, please share the show. We have Senator Johnson on the line. Senator Johnson, some newspapers reported that you said the Buckeyes presidency would put an end to the long rule of minority rule, thus providing a chance for native Liberians to have a feel of the presidency. During the last presidential election, some criticized Buckeye for peddling divisive politics, as illustrated in some of the themes that were floating around. This is our time. We also see that President Weah has isolated many Liberians to the expense of hiring a lot of Southeasterners in his government, as you have reported at times. To what extent do you think that you'll be able to advise President Buckeye to have a more inclusive Liberian government versus a government that promotes divisive politics in Liberia?
You know, any government, first thing I condemn any government that would only focus on the natives or you call them the country people, as opposed to the American Liberian. You see me, I was 6 years old when my father, who was a friend of L.T. Quay Johnson, who was then the Assistant Secretary of the Treasury, under Todman, brought me to live with him. They brought me up. So with all the Congo people, you call them, bringing up the country boy from the village, people like Baga Matthews and Table Teller will not learn anything today. They won't be who they are today and who they were as a Baga Matthew Congo. So you cannot lead this country as president and ostracize the American Liberian. We are Liberians, and we must remain Liberian until God can, take us home one day. So I don't like that. I condemn that. And also leading a country based on regionalism, focusing on one region, is against the Constitution. You got to deal with the country on a broad-based spectrum, not a sub-regional. The first thing, I wonder why George does this. He's a man of peace. He's a man who have been planning long time to become president. And Mr. Taylor said, hey, boy, what about my job? People say, oh, Taylor want to kill the boy. Now you got a job now. You're focusing on the Southeast. What if in the Southeast, in the first place, all of those people you get jobs to for the Southeast? Go there. Nothing is there. The road there is very bad. And you know what George was born? He was born in B and Doro. That is the place that is called Nimba today. B and Doro in a little small village called Town. This is where he was born. His grandmother later on, as a boy, took him to Grand Cru, Southtown, in a little quarter they call Feeder Creek, where my wife is from. All right? He was not born in Grand Cru. But why he chose Grand Cru to be a birthplace, I have a question for that. But I will be here one day, I'll ask him. Can I be able to tell the truth? You deny your birthplace. Is it because at the time he was running for President 205, the Nimba people said two were killing us, and you were being sponsored by two. So we'll not vote for you. So I said, no, you're leading to business. To our own family people, he married 2 men killed with me and born by them. It was just a mistake we had to go through the war. If Mr. Weir will harm you, I won't be able to campaign for him. You see me campaigning for Weir, I mean, he will not do what you think. But true. See what you doing with Nimba people? He neglected Nimba as a birthplace and chose Grand Cru. Because Grand Cru County is at West Point, at Claro Town, at Douala, at New Cru Town. So they can come to his aid in case he didn't them for any assistance when he's in trouble. He denounced the Nimba people and Nimba County as a birthplace. So he live with him. But I can assure you, this election, you'll rest and continue to watch it and pray. You will never win Nimba, and you'll be a one-time president of this country.
Okay. So at this time, Senators Johnson, we want to thank you so much for coming here and speaking to the Liberian people and sharing your views on the current trends in the country. We always appreciate you when you come to visit Spoon. I just want to give you the opportunity to give your closing thoughts.
No, before you get the closing thought, I got one more for him, please.
Okay. If you can just indulge us.
No, 1 minute, Senator, 1 minute.
Can you just indulge us? Honorable Falcon has one question for you, and then we're going to ask you to give your closing thoughts, and then we are going to ask, just leave you then. Go ahead, Falcon.
Yeah, Senator, you know very well that the Liberian Action Party of Jackson F. Doe, and that the chicken, the rooster, was the symbol in the Liberian Action Party. Yes. Do you realize when you were speaking, and I hope James played that video again, do you realize that when you were speaking at your press conference about the drugs, a rooster crow, do you realize that it is in the video?
I heard that.
Heard that? Jackson F. Doe is back, and this election is finished. As you were speaking today, the rooster crow, when it was not supposed to crow. And James, you will play that video so the senator can hear it. I want him to comment on whether he thinks that was divinity or something happened. Because I felt in my spirit today, it was not the time for chicken to crow, but the rooster crow in the middle of his press conference. Can you please play that tape again? We want to hear it. Please.
Senator, okay. I think I'll have to call this. I'm coming, the senator calling.
Can you pause and watch it?
Yeah, Senator. Hello.
Yes.
Minister Fagon said when you were speaking today, something dramatic, or maybe I may tell me like traditional way happened. Something happened in the traditional form.
Start with the Liberian Action Party.
Yeah, where the
Chicken
rooster
represent.
Yeah, the rooster crowed today when you were speaking, and that represents one of your kinsmen who passed away. It represents his party. So he's asking that we play the video.
We said Jackson F. Doe, you say Kingsman.
Oh, I thought he was from Nimba. I'm sorry.
Jackson F. Doe is from Nimba
Yeah,
County, and his party was the Liberian Action Party. And the chicken were in the middle of that party, the rooster. But as Prince Johnson spoke today,
Jackson F. Doe was from Nimba, right?
Yes.
Okay, that was
Yes.
okay. So he want me to play
He was
it.
from Nimba.
He's asking I play it.
Yeah, Jackson F. Doe was from Nimba.
All right, so Minister Fagon said I should play the video for you to listen to what happened at the back.
The chicken crow.
Oh, okay.
Then the State Department, when the State Department speaks and indicts a government, that means that the American government indicting that government. The State Department came out and talked about extrajudicial killing, but this government is agent. You all know about it already. You're ready. In a peacetime, a nation headed by somebody who's supposed to be peaceful as peace ambassador. Auditors 6, 1 month, clear them all. 3 children disappear. Killing of the EPS in Nimba, and telling the world that he fired himself 3 times. Do you believe that?
I get 3 years. I don't know the specific one, so I just gotta play all.
One with the drugs. Next time you
Liberia
must
has become a drug transit.
Them, but I did not label it as chicken.
Yeah, the one you're talking about, the drugs.
Okay.
Liberia has become a drug transit point. A drug transit point from Colombia, Jamaica, all that. You're from Jamaica. And this is why they do that, they smoke, they manufacture these things. $140 million drugs, container, cocaine, hard substance can never enter this country. Believe you me, without the government and its agent knowing about it. They are the importers. To destroy our children here. 140 million. If the Americans did not discover it, to book it and report today, we will not discover it. The question is, how many of those kind of drugs came here that were not seen before the last one was caught?
The chicken crow.
Yeah.
But let me ask my own one question too now. Saying I have one question. The senator can't be on it now.
He asked a question.
The senator ain't answer you. And I want
Senator,
to tell
you
you,
listening?
Jack, if you ever heard about the election that defeated Samuel Doe, that the Samuel Doe rigged. He rigged the election from the Liberian Action Party of Jackson Doe. Jackson Doe was from Nimba County and the head of the Liberian Action Party. And they used the chicken. As Prince Johnson was speaking today, the chicken crow, as you heard it. Crow, Nimba is ready. So the question I wanted to ask him, has he gone back and listened to the chicken crow when he spoke?
Well, Pago, let me say thank you so much for reminding me about the Crow. Liberia Action Party, headed by our father, the late Jackson Doe, was the party for the Nimba people / National Party. All the Nimba people were in that party, including all of us who were in the army. And going to the Unity Party to collaborate with them to form an alliance, they are going back to the Liberia Action Party because it still carry the chicken and the emblem of Unity Party and the Action Party together. So when we go out there to our people, we will remind them of the Action Party inside inside the Unity Party. So we are one. There's no separation between us, no segregation. We will inform our people, and I think they are already aware, and they are gearing up in the county. Whoever will be named on the 28th, Nimba is prepared to move forward. The train is moving, and no one can stop in the way of the welcome band of political revolutionaries who are prepared to change the course of history. So we are ready. We ask all Liberians, all Liberians, wherever they are, all supporters, the nurses making cheap money, the doctor making cheap money, the yellow ball, all the people who the dancers or among the salary, breaking them down. Those who making $70, $50. When you pay away, you go to work every month. How much do you get? Zero. Come and join this welcome band of people, like-minded people for change in this country. The change for hope or hope for change is a fiasco, for 6 years fiasco. They are not being able to attract one investor into this country. It cannot be realistic without direct foreign investment to bring jobs to our people. You got 5.some million people now as a population. Only 70,000 people are on the payroll. It means the unemployment rate is so high. Are you gay openers? Your life needs to be changed. You are not destined to be the way you are. Opening gate for the people who take all the money and they become rich overnight. We must change history. So we are prepared for that democratically. Let us be non-violent. And we call upon the CDC-led government to also be non-violent, because nobody has manipulated over violence. Let us be non-violent, because it is rigged election that brought trouble after the 1990. The 85 election was rigged. The Pope come at the head of Emma Hammer, the election commission chairperson. And when he said, Jackson Edo, the man said, no. He said, Jackson Samuel Doe, he cheated. The man took power, he was enjoying 4 years. Within the space of 4 years, we struck. So we want free and fair, transparent election that will stabilize our nation so that our children can live in peace and go to school. That's my appeal to the CDC, because they are very violent. I saw that at the embassy when they beat the people. I saw that at the University of Liberia, and I saw that with in Lokita, where they almost killed a daughter to burn the car and all those things. It should stop. It's not somebody private farm. It's not somebody pepper bush. It's the people of Liberia government. They entrusted to your care for 6 years. If you're not doing anything, they move you. Don't fight to keep it. The honey comb that's licking the honey, enough for you. It's for the people of this country. May God bless you all.
Just one. He stayed there.
Yes.
Just one last question, Senator.
Senator Fadiga, I want to ask you one last question, please.
All right. So I know you are in the inner circle of the boycott camp. Have they reached out to you announcing that Jeremiah Kuhn is the guy?
No. You got a question? Can answer that. We don't answer now.
Jerry is one of those. But like I said, whoever is free, whoever, it can be our daughter, our lioness, Youngly, so be it. If it is Costa, so be it. But he's one of those on the list. So we are positioned ourselves to put the nation first in that position. So whatever comes, we are prepared to support DMB.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Senator. Thank you, Senator.
Senator Johnson, it's always a pleasure having you here. We hope that you'll come back again to speak to the Liberian people as politics progress in Liberia. So we'll say goodbye to the senator, and then we got is 6:14. We'll open the phone lines for Liberians to express their thoughts, their views about what they just heard, and then we will be able to give our parting comments to Liberians.
Thank you, Dad. Please arrange a wedding between Salamatu and Palo.
Father, your church, we're coming to your church in Liberia. Okay, I started about to listen and probably like, wondering what's going on here. Good day, Aaron. Could you please come on? We want the Liberian people to speak to what Senator Johnson just said, what they heard. And so we're going to take both calls from Liberians and from the diaspora, and then we do our closing comments. Aaron, good to see you again. Open the lines up.
Okay, 077771075. 08 is 0555101075. 0777101075. Let me take this very first person here. Hello, good evening, welcome.
Good evening. How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine, thank you. Go ahead.
I'm good to be on the phone talk today. I'm James Tappet calling you from district number 15.
Go ahead.
Thanks to Senator Johnson. Senator Johnson, thank you very much. Even though I don't believe him, he's controversial, but sometimes we listen to them as leaders. Yesterday he rained a whole lot of invectives on Vice President Bwaka. Today he's turned his back on Mr. Weah. Tomorrow he could support Ellis' comments. But I think the Weah government is just, like he said, it's a cataclysmic fiasco. And I think the opposition needs to come together and get rid of this thing that is over this country. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let me take another person here. Hello, welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening, let's hear you.
Thank you. I'm Emmanuel M. Super Jr. I joined a resident into community this evening, and I want to say good evening to panelists in the U.S. If the senator is following, I also want to say good evening to him. Well, I listened to Senator Johnson, especially he tried to remind all about those terrible things in the war, but he said it was in the name of justice. It was in the name of what is right. And I think I listened to him correctly that if the war and economic crime would come, he's going to stand, to vindicate himself. But it's a good thing. So, I won't blame Senator Johnson how this leadership under President George Manuel Weah established the War Economic Crime Code. Senator Johnson who have been facing, charges of crime against humanity, all of those massacres in this country, all of those people. But however, like I said, he cautioned the CDC to remain peaceful, and I also want to caution him to remain peaceful. I know he's there for paper play for President George Manuel Weah. He's not going to do paper play. The people of Nimba County are going to vote President George Manuel Weah for re-election. Thank you very much for affording me the time.
Let's take you. Welcome.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. This is Noah Zao Gibson. The people will vote Nimba County. The people of Nimba County will vote President Weah in the Republic of Dreamland. Look, let me say this. Politics is not static, it's dynamic. I think Senator Johnson has just scored a great equalizer. It's 2-2. He has supported the United Party 2 times. He has supported the CDC 2 times. He supported the United Party 2011, and he's supporting us now. He supported CDC 2005, 2017. So that 2-2 now. Let me say this, we not to waste other people's time. I can tell you, United Partisans and our collaborating partners, get up. Come in the street next week, Friday. We will take over the whole of Monrovia, and I can advise you, Aaron Cuba and the rest of us. Yeah, we work overtime out there because we will block traffic. There will be no space for even the quota. The mobilization by Wednesday, people will start tripping in the cabinet from Nimba. And we will work these people with this particular political timber plan. That might be happy. Thank you.
Thank you. What God says about 20 man. Welcome.
Man, people.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Simply Kobo, and I come from here today.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Let me just send my thanks and appreciation to the panelists tonight. The appearance tonight, I think, is a disgrace to Liberia and also the Nigerians. When you even sit on your studio, on your stage, to call for maybe kind, I so clean kind in the CDC, I think is disgraceful. President Johnson and his group that brought enlightenment on Liberians today that they are suffering. So for you to say CDC is violent, Prince Johnson himself is a violent person. When he said on the show, and called seditions, a violent party, I think he's not they might go on to elect Prince Johnson for maybe another time. I said they are not serious. Thank you very much for the 40-minute time.
Okay, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Aaron. This is Abba Kemogai. I'm in Cornwall.
Go ahead, Abba.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you very much. You know, Prince Johnson struck a salient point. Look, CDC, now the other guy who just left the line is saying all other things. The man gave a lot of examples. The man gave some illustration where this guy was beaten at the American embassy. People were whipped at the university, and all the things CDC here were inside. Now, let's get to the issue. Nimba County are banned for Unity Party from time to time. We knew what happened. Prince Johnson struck a good point. In fact, the tree is moving now. So, President, what we can tell you here is you can easily just back off from the election and fast away and go sit down and enjoy what you have gotten. But what we find ourselves now in this country now, every government bagging power now is that we are committing suicide by ourselves. So what we can say, President Prince Johnson has struck a salient point, and we all will work with him. In fact, this is politics. Politics is not the gospel that you say Jesus walked on the water and Hawaii in the Bible. Okay. Politics is dynamic, and as far as we're concerned, we welcome Prince Johnson, and we'll be on the street on Friday. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm calling from Chicago.
Okay, let's hear you.
Prince Johnson, I gave the completely point taking to rescue the blood for the demanding him. See, this is the nothing but violence and the abuse of civil rights, the abuse of our resources, the making want to live like the people for war, hate a war, World War II, who lack meal, our resources, the population is 5.5 million population. You go, look at the gold company in Kenya, look at the metal steel. It can be brave enough and 7 million for Nimba County cover and take that money here. They're selling thousands of people here today. They doesn't send their children in the school. They doesn't afford even the milk to eat. Garden, and don't get in that prison again. CDC, they getting good food. American government, they are taxpayer money, they pay them a good salary. We're making 7 more and no pay. We're taking 5 more and no pay. I want to go to school.
Okay.
To call you man. I have to call you man. Well, so there we are. CDC government. They should back there and go and get all of the Liberia. The neighbor knows we are store and Magere to where let them take it and go sit down somewhere and eat it. Okay. Look at the brother that drugs country. What drug can we
Thank you.
Opium. So the brother on government, on awful, anything the CDB, the Canadian and that, to go to court, it just cannot prove anything.
Thank you, sir. People. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's take another.
One more last call, and then we'll go to the diaspora. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm Amos Anderson, call from Habel.
Go ahead.
Let me say welcome to Honorable Prince Johnson to Omen Bwaka, because there's a saying that says a wild man changes. And when the leader lack wisdom, the nation perish. With President, we are the nation has perished. And let me say that to Dr. Richardson. Dr. Richardson, Omen Bwaka said we squandered the opportunity. He did not say he squandered the opportunity. And the Liberians are saying, no, Omen Bwaka is not even in the river.
Excuse me, wait, guys. Excuse me. You're trying to correct her, and you're not too clear. What did you say? What did she say that you want to correct?
That's okay.
Yeah, Omen Bwaka said he squandered the opportunity. He did not say he. He said we squandered the opportunity.
Oh, okay.
So you should not have to be that only to Omen Bwaka. You were also saying about the government, and there was some ministry and other people in government that had the opportunity to have done well for this nation and they didn't do. So the people were fair enough to accept that. So she kept emphasizing on the one thing. The old man forgot say he. So he did not say he said we. That's what I'm saying. So let's learn that. Thank you for the show.
Differentiate we from he. Okay, thank you. Good job.
So James. Give me.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, let's go to the Diaspora callers.
Yeah, your name and where you calling from?
Okay, my name is Derek. I'm calling from Minnesota.
Okay, sir, go ahead.
My comment would be going to my big brother Eugene Fagon. He can address it when he's doing his closing. Fagon is one of the best salesmen I've ever seen. But again, Fagon sold CDC to us. We didn't get no benefit from it. Fagon, that was a bad sale. So now you're coming to us to sell JMB to us. So how well would you accept that? Being you noted to be a bad salesman. So how well would you accept that? Will you take your time to address that?
Okay. All right. Good evening. Yeah.
Good evening, James. How you doing?
I'm okay. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Money Planet. I'm calling from New Jersey.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to thank the honorable man that was in the studio, Prince Johnson, and what our kids may say in Liberia, especially in Nimba County. For now, we start more lasting in Nimba County for our boys, our man, our children to follow Papi Bwaka. And second thought there, I want to thank former Minister Fagon on the show. He too much metro on the show. You see, when they talk about opposition in the place here, you can see when he really great, I know he's a corner or he was a messaging in the army. What messaging I put again cook. So for you to kind of details there, he's a corner. I want to know that when they ready to be attacking, they say they are opposition, they be attacking the opposition. Because I know Fagon, when Fagon open or 40 parameters, it will not be easy.
I beg you, let him carry.
The man leave the place, then the man will say, oh, Fagon scared. They want Fagon more.
All right, thank you, Fagon. Thank you, Fagon PR. So Fagon has started shooting bazooka then. All right. Good evening.
Good evening, James, and good evening to the Spoon Panelists.
Yeah, we are great, sir.
Yeah, my name is Stephen Corto, and I call you from Delaware this evening.
Okay.
Let me appreciate Senator P.Y. Johnson of Nimba County for his endorsement. And then always said, to be frank, you don't need to be a record scientist to know that the country has been based managed by President Weah. A wise man changed it. Prince Johnson has realized, like you record saying your press conference, he thought that President Weah being a world best, European best, he had all of the contact and to bring development, to bring companies to Liberia so that he can help our young people. But unfortunately for us, they have looted the resources of our country and they are killing our people. There is no accountability. It's just time for our country.
Okay.
That means that everyone is going to come together and join a rescue team to rescue our country for the land man or our country called George Manuel Weah, an evil president. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, thank you. That got you. Okay, let me get this. Yeah, go ahead, make your point. All right, thank you. What's your name? Hello? 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 Oh, the caller is muting us. Maybe he did it by mistake. Hello? Yeah, your name and where you calling from?
My name is Francis Mawia Jr. I'm calling from the home of the great revolutionary Fidel Castro, Cuba.
Okay, go ahead.
I just want to firstly appreciate the Honorable Senator, Senator Prince Nimba Johnson, for his deliberations on the issues affecting our country. I think that it is about time that our country rally around the former Vice President, Jose Nimba County, so that he can bring change and a positive change for our country, because this system of government that is run now in our country is bad for the system it is bad for the way things is going on currently in Liberia. You will see in Liberia, everything is not working properly. So with the new regrouping of political parties to support the running to support the interest of the vice president, I feel like this is the right decision, and it will be in the interest of our country. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let me get this caller.
2 more, and then we'll go to our closing comments, James. 2 more.
All right. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Ernest from the U.S.
Okay, make your point.
My point is, I just wanted to ask the Senate, make comment to Minister Fagon that he was against snow, but now it seems like he didn't get problem with the Western cluster problem anymore. And most of those senators that are in the government that will be supporting Ambassador Boycott are the same people who supported WIA, and they taking huge salaries, got all the brown envelope, and they're the same people coming back. So if they're going to be supporting, you think they're going to be any critical if the vice president does something wrong or behaves like WIA?
All right, thank you.
So I think if those senators, if the government, like WIA wants change, they need to change all of them. It is good that we have another president, because I don't even support the President WIA, because I think he's bad, and anybody else will be better. But having those senators being the front man for the new government, they're the same people who voted for all the bad deals, all the bad monies they've been borrowing. They approved them. They're cutting the harmonization. They had to give some the acquiescence, and they're still getting all those monies. And how can Senator Johnson talk about people getting $40, $50 when he's taking those huge amounts and he has not said anything for all those years, except now that he and President WIA have fallen off. And he cannot say that he thought President WIA would have been anything different, because he made those comments before the 2017 elections. There are tips to prove that. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Mr. Fagon will speak to that. Let me get this call. Hello. Yeah, I'm sorry. You very low. I gotta. No, I'm coming. I'm not still hearing you.
It's so low.
Yeah, very, very low. Drop the line, call back. I beg you, drop the line, call back. You are very low.
Call. So take one more call, and then if he calls back,
yeah, please drop the line, call. All right. Okay, let me get this now. Calls are making me go somehow.
Something happened, James?
Yeah, come here. I want to get something off.
Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, your name and where you calling from?
I'm calling we're calling from Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, go ahead, make your point.
Yeah. That's a outrageous thing. That's a outrageous thing. That's a outrageous thing.
What is you?
I thought we said yesterday that we shouldn't be attacking opposition. We should fight for opposition unity. Today, what you are doing to PYJ, you are trying to discourage other people that were listening. You are digging old wounds that are outrageous thing. We said opposition unity. Let's stick to the opposition unity. I beg you, please. That's my concern.
All right, thank you. That's all.
Yeah, okay, good. So before we go into our closing comments, I'd like, James, could you please put Miss Victoria Quickways picture up? Because we just wish her happy birthday, and then we'll go to our closing comments.
I think that'd be the last, because I have.
That guy called back?
Yeah, the senator was no, not him myself. I'll bring
the senator are listening to the call.
Yeah. So I come in.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's give the senator an opportunity to answer some questions.
No, I'm not saying the senator coming on the picture. I said the senator was on, so I could not use the phone. I come in.
Oh, you want to show the pictures that we saw today for everybody to see, for Fagon and Fadi got to see it?
No, as I'm talking about a birthday lady.
Oh,
I'll bring
okay.
her picture later.
Sorry. So we just want to thank everybody for joining us today as James is looking for the birthday picture to show Miss Victoria Kwekwe, senatorial aspirant for the CPP. Today is her birthday. We want to wish her a happy birthday. We have like a picture gallery to show, but we had some difficult. Well, James is fixing the phone. When he gets there, we will be ready to show. But as we wait, I just want to tell you, thank you so much. Call us, all of you, regardless of how you felt, what you said. This is the diversity of ideas. This is what we enjoy most. You come here, you tell us how you feel. Just be open to how we feel in expressing our views as well. We want to thank you, Liberians, for tuning in. This is your radio station. We really appreciate when you can come in, get information from us, exchange ideas. And the hope is that you'll be more informed as we move towards October 10th, a big day for Liberia. It is our elections in Liberia. Thank you, commentators. Regardless of what you said, again, we appreciate your comments. You guys, many of you supported Prince Johnson. Some of you did not support him. And whatever else you said over there, we appreciate you participating in the show. Again, this is what democracy looks like when you can have exchange of ideas and not killing anybody. No extrajudicial killing is involved in exchanging ideas. So we appreciate it. James, when you're ready, give me a thumbs up. We can move forward to our closing if you are not ready. Update I see on the board is saying we are calling on the WEA administration to be violence-free during the 2023 presidential and legislative elections because one person doesn't have control over violence. That is from Senator Prince Johnson, who said that. He says, we are calling on the WEA's administration to be violence-free during the 2023 presidential and legislative elections because one person does not have control over violence. James, okay, I'm going to move on to closing. It seems you're having some challenges. I'm sure Senator Victoria Kwekwe will appreciate us just announcing her name. If you see her, you know her, send her a birthday wish. I'm just going to move in with Honorable Fagon. You want to go in and do your closing thoughts, and then we're going to move on to Father Guy, and then I'll be the last to do my closing?
Absolutely, no problem. Let me say to the Liberian people, thank you. And so since I'm closing, let me close respectfully. To the gentleman who said, oh, so he had problem with snow, now he doesn't have problem with snow. You are mistaken. We took snow to court. The court told us that we had to go to a lower court, and it costs money. We spent thousands of dollars just to get to the Supreme Court to be sent back down. We know fully well that we will continue. Our case is not over. Our case is active and ongoing. The company has disrespected the legislature, disrespected the judiciary, continues to mine our minerals, and about 3 different ships have left the port. The reason why we're not crying, because the record will show that when a new government takes over, pay our cash before we can even start the negotiation. So why should we fight now? We know when justice is available what it can be used for. On the gentleman who said that, oh, Fagon is a bad salesman. Well, bad is not a bad word, but I think that if Fagon is going to tell you that the vaccine, the AstraZeneca vaccine, could cause blood clot, and you know what happened with respect to that. Fagon told you when he was minister, told the world that they were paying, the Asians were paying people at the airport and top government officials to come into the country and thereby importing the Delta variant. You know what happened to Fagon. I don't need to tell you. Fagon told you that there were no testing done on the bodies of people that were dying by the government and that the president was on the verge of losing his respect with the Liberian people. You know what happened to Fagon. Fagon told you that the 3 days course was a fiasco. They said that they should carry Fagon on the sycamore tree and beat him to death. You know what happened to Fagon. Fagon told you about the harmonization, that the fact that 12 wanted to just check it out of the Liberian people's throat was going to cause problem. Fagon was right, and that happened. Fagon also told you that it was the Delta variant that were killing Liberians. After the government fired Fagon and sent the samples over to the Columbia University, Fagon was right. Fagon just recently told you that people in the government were making as low as $45 a month. It was proven beyond all reasonable doubt and alluded to by the President of the Republic of Liberia in his State of the Nation address. He admitted that over 15,000 people were being paid below the minimum wage. It's the same Fagon who sold you this product comes back to you and say, this product is not what I intended to sell you. Get rid of it. You are still deciding to buy the product. Then you say Fagon is a bad salesman. No, you are a FCC customer. You say Fagon is a bad salesman. I say you are a FCC customer. I sold you a product. I came back and said, change this product. I'm sorry, it's not good. You say you will take it. Then what made me a bad man? I'm not a bad salesman. You are a FCC customer because you still want a bad product. Nothing to do with it. Here we are today. I'm getting feedback. Here we are today. 3 months, people who make $45 to live. For 3 months, you have not paid them. Contractors to the government have not taken pay for 6 months. Example, the RRA. You look at our country, you have outsourced all of our jobs. It is not the passport to Ghanaians, it's the biometric to Ghanaians. If it's not that, it's the CNET at the port for tracking our containers to Sierra Leoneans. It is not that you outsource our national security at the RIA airport to Ghanaians backed by Russians. If it's not that, then you are giving us the proliferation of drugs through our country to kill our little children, the last of which was $140 million worth of drugs. You are abusing people's human rights. You are involved in extrajudicial killings. You are doing cruel and unusual punishments. And at the end of the day, we say, listen, man, this is not what we signed up for. An EPS officer with a cell phone, you say, the man got something on the cell phone. The man said, no, I don't have anything. This is my cell phone. What will it take you to arrest that man? Cuff him. Take the phone from him. Read him his rights. Present him before court. Because you could not take the cell phone from him, you put a bullet in his head. Are we in his head? Are we in Cambodia? Would that be your brother? You want to look at me and tell me muya muya? Do I look at muya to shoot somebody in the head? 6 auditors, most of whom train in the United States. Like we're already short of people who get brain. We get 6 people with brain. Because of WFP 30 million that is squandered, and because of the 11 million for this or the 5 million for that, you kill them in a gruesome way, and you say Fagon is a bad salesman. My friend, stay in America and eat your burger, and I'm not against you. But the people who are hungry, you will see them also on Friday. The people whose relatives have been killed, you will see them also on Friday. The contractors who have not been paid, you will see them also on Friday. The people who voted for you, you turn your backs on them, you will see them also on Friday. The people from Bomi, Capeman, and Bapolu, whose minerals you banjo to the Indians, then turn around and wave their 14 million to the Indians, you will see them also on Friday. The people from Nimba, Bone, and Basel, who 7.5 million, you and 2.8, along with the other people, you will see them also on Friday. The people who love Dr. Francine, UJ Fadika, Good Day Flomo, you will see them also on Friday. The people who listen to Spoon TV, you will see them also on Friday. So whether you like it or not, the senator's playbook is in full effect. If you cannot win Nimba, and you cannot win Bone, and you cannot win Nimba, and you cannot win Basel, and you cannot win Magibi, and you cannot win Monserrado, let alone the people you treated the worst like dogs, Bapolu, Cape Mount, and Bombi. My friend, even Jesus cannot help you. I respectfully submit.
Thank you very much, Honorable Fagan.
Before you go further, the pictures are ready.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we'll just take a little break here from Father God to say happy birthday to Victoria, senatorial aspirant Victoria Kwekwe. She's always here supporting Spoon and visiting us here. Happy birthday to you, Madam Victoria Kwekwe. We send you lots of greetings and wish you a wonderful, wonderful birthday. Thank you so much. There she is.
That's Salimatu, sister?
Me are you, Salimatu?
I think they got something in common. That is ANC.
Any resemblance, James?
No, the thing they have in common is ANC.
You can't see anymore. You're so Salimatu, you're here. You can't see.
Victoria is from Lofas. I don't know where Salimatu from. She will have to tell us.
She's from Lower Lofa.
Salimatu?
Okay,
Victoria from Lofa County.
Thank you very much. Father God, let's go to you for your closing comments, and then I will be doing the last one.
I mean, when I hear my man use Fagon getting the election over, I mean, we shouldn't even go for election anymore. We just cram Open Boyka and the team finish. But I remain cautiously optimistic. I'm not excited yet. I haven't seen something. There's so many unanswered questions, and I know people already, the excitement there, but I know we'll go in the front and then we hit a roadblock and then everything will make sense because people just go in, they don't really care about the consequences, the names on the short days, everything that's going on with our politics right now. Look, we need to be mindful. I do not just want us to just remove President Weah and then replace him with another group of people that will do the same thing. I really want us to put our heart into this thing because it takes a lot. 6 years before we have time to do this again. 6 years. 6 years is a lifetime. A lot of things can happen in 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things can happen in 6 years. And to just see us just making a rash decision and doing it, I'm not excited, And I got my reservation. I know. I don't want people to just be given the power. I want people to sit together, the grown folks, and decide on how they can chart a new course in our political destination, rather than just giving a new old group of people the chance to do exactly what the current group of people are doing. I know there are a lot of good folks on the play that I have no problem against Ambassador Boyka. I supported him before. I have no problem supporting him again. It's just that I don't see those things that should be in place there yet. I still do believe that we need opposition unity. I still believe that the diaspora should be an integral part of this process. I think that every Liberian, should be part of this process, and nobody should go about beating the chest right now thinking that this is over. This is not over yet. Even with I like the senator excitement. I like his enthusiasm, but we have seen that enthusiasm for other candidates as well. And it was unfortunate to just to throw light on somebody comment that he thinks that this whole thing is about him. No, it's not about him. I don't hate him. During the war, I lost several family members that came from Nimba County. One of my oldest brother was killed. A lot of those people died from there. So we are not oblivious of what we went through. It's just that we want people to be held accountable. The reason President Weah is doing this thing is because we have not put in place any deterrent mechanism. Every time one group look what happened to the Salif administration in the Unity Party. This guy left from power, squandered millions. The other group of people came, nobody was prosecuted. Tell me why the next government should not be another bunch of rogues. Why should the next government be any different? Because the reason in America they say you do the crime, you do the time is because those things deter you. If you want to commit similar crime again, you will think twice before you commit those crimes. But if we just keep recycling politicians, look, when I look at that picture of Jeremiah Kuhn, Senator Mervyn Snow, I just see the old boys club. This guy, look at this picture. Look at Wemope. Wemope was former Secretary General of the Unity Party. Edwin Snow been around for as long as Charles Sutton, eating money all kinds of way. Now you guys Mervyn Snow. I mean, it's like these guys taking the Liberian people for a joke. Whenever I see that thing, I cringe. I pray I'm wrong. I pray that whatever the next election result will be, we'll definitely have change in that chance. I pray that this time around we'll get it right. But I don't think we can get it right if we make it so easy for people to be elected. That people will not say nothing, do nothing, just do the old politics, like Senator Johnson said, oh, you know what? And when I get it no more, we use our people as commodity that we can just move them and, do the battle system. We get it no more on the side, give it on the side, So people are not really using the vote wisely. And I rather wish that this time around we get it, because 6 years we cannot afford to waste another 6 more years.
Yes.
Honestly, we cannot afford it. And as these guys in the Fango of the world, my good friend Fango, and all the guys that are excited about Omen boycott, I hope this excitement, we all want this regime to leave, but I hope this excitement bring about change and that change.
Thank you.
So we're waiting for Friday. I'm restraining myself to wait until the 28th. Then we'll start, scrutinizing that thing.
Thank you so much.
1 minute. I just wanted to say I'm excited. You're right. I'm excited because we are about to remove a rogue regime democratically. You and I must agree upon that. That is my excitement. I am really excited that we are about to remove a rogue regime democratically. That is my excitement. And they will be punished. I guarantee you that.
Yes, and thank you so much, panelists. I'm always appreciative of you coming here to espouse your views on what is happening in Liberia. I'm happy that I have a team working with me in the back. A lot of times we laugh and joke, and working to me as family members for us to be able to bring information to the Liberian people. So, Honorable Fagon, thank you. UJ Fadika, thank you, and all of those other panelists who are not here. So let me move on. Yes, I hear your excitement, Honorable Fagon. But I'm feeling, not as excited as you are, because I just don't want to remove.
Even if Kumi's moon,
wait.
If Kumi's moon, I'll be excited.
Well, thank you for being excited for whoever that you have Cummings win. But my excitement actually, or my lack of excitement is not about just removing a president. It is about making sure that Liberia is on the right trajectory, on the right path to success, making sure that we are moving Liberia from the state that is in right now. I don't just want to remove people because I have the numbers, as in Fadiga was saying, okay? I want to move someone because I know the people who do the minority vote will be concerned about the minority, okay? That equal rights will be given to all. And the establishment, I want to call them the establishment, and I'll even borrow your word. You used to say cartel. What I'm saying, Falcon, from the picture that was just shown, I am seeing a cartel, the old established, aka the old, the cartel. The very same people that have been in power some way or the other, that took $30,000 from the Liberian people multiple times. Yeah, they. Yeah, some of them. Okay? And so how am I supposed to be convinced or excited as you are that these cartel, this old establishment that will be coming to power and something different will happen to Liberia? How am I supposed to be excited when I was here telling you, the color who cry my name, I say I cry with your name to color, color. Color new. Color you are crying with your name because you say that opposition disunity that I'm presenting, because I asked a question. I had someone, a vice president, come here and tell me that he was a parked car. I asked a question about being a parked car. If somebody tells me that you are a parked car, and I see you making connection with the old establishment, what has changed? What is going to change, Mr. Fagon? So, caller, I'm talking to you. Okay? When I ask a question about divisive politics, when I know that when Vice President Bokar ran before, he told us this is our time. And the very Senator Johnson is complaining about the Southeasterner occupying the government. But yet I see the establishment that are in the government sitting down and seeing the Southeasterner occupying the government. They are approving every single appointee that comes to them, then I should be happy that this establishment is going to be changed to bring change. Color is not opposition. There's unity I'm practicing. Color, I'm talking to you. I asked a question about the TRC report. Vice President Booker is on record saying that he is in favor of the TRC report. I read to you that Vice President Booker said that the people who want to be president, he was referring to Prince Johnson, and the people who are in the legislature, they are the ones who don't want the TRC report. But today, I see Prince Johnson endorsing President Booker. Caller, how am I supposed to think about the TRC report, caller? Caller, what am I supposed to think? The only thing I can think is that there is a plan for the cartel, using Fagon's word, for the old establishment to return. And that is my concern. I, like Mr. Cummings, I will propose that we Liberians, you women in Liberia, that the census are saying that you're close to 50%. It is on your head now. It is on your head, Liberians. If you want the old establishment, the people who took the $30,000 and said they were doing community engagement and project, the people who approved every single Southeasterner to be in the government, the people who supported George Weah before, and now they are coming to us. The Edwin Snowden that we see in the picture, the Senator Kuhn that we just saw in the picture, the women pay who expelled Ellen Johnson Sirleaf from the very same United Party in the picture, they want to come back here to us. So I propose that we get a new person to lead our country, and that person in the name of Mr. Alexander Cummings. Mr. Cummings wants to bring change to Liberia, where we'll have better hospitals in the country or clinics. He wants to do preventative care. Yeah, that word, preventative care. He's going to do assessment, check how many hospitals, how many clinics we have in the country, because we don't need to reinvent the wheel. And then we'll move on. He wants to stop those children. We just said, thank you, Yeke Koluba, for highlighting the children in the streets. He wants to do an assessment, stop the children in the street. The very same people that are using third wheel. They are in it. The same people you saw in the picture we just saw, they don't want watching the children in our streets. So now there are people that say we should can't elect again. So caller and to Liberians, please, you have registered to vote. Some of you, we have the next phase coming up. Please register to vote. Please make your voice heard. And I depend on you to bring change in our country. I depend on majority of your votes so that people who are in the minority should have a voice in our country, and we should move and take our country to the path where we can say, yes, I'm proud to be a Liberian, where we meet other nationalities and other nationals in the region. Thank you so much. And I will see Mr. Fagon word. I respectfully submit. What kind of hat you got on your head there, so?
JB hat.
Caller.
Caller say Dr. Francis. All right.
I got another doc. See you guys. Who? Well, tomorrow Saturday. All right. We'll be at the market. See you guys.
All right. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye, everyone. And for those of you who are asking me about resources and opportunities, you can squander your resources because your resources give you opportunity. If you don't have resources available to you, you don't have opportunities. So let me just do that correction. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
All right, folks, there you have it. Another fascinating edition of the program, Spoon Talk. The program returns tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday with another edition. And after Saturday, we're going to take our break. Like you see on your stream there, on Monday, we're going to have Magdala Cooper of the Movement for One Liberia as our guest. Keep following us. We're going to sign off on this edition of the program and return tomorrow with another. Thanks to all of you. James, thanks also for handling this edition alongside me. Bye-bye for my end. I'm Aaron Kuban. Cuba.
Politicians want to make their decision just put to school.